Hello. Hello.
Yo! Yo!
Hey,
Yo!
I can't hear you.
Hold on. It's because we're already live, dog.
Oh, jeez.
We're already live! I mean, kind of. They can't see you yet, Ryan. They're just, but I can see you. Oh, buddy.
Who's Ryan? I'm Joey Ramone.
Don't spoil
The ghost
it!
of Joey Ramone.
Don't
is
spoil
here.
it! Oh, is this an improv? Okay, we'll get into it. We gotta get into it. So excited. What you're doing is making me very proud. And I'm all proud of you being here, Ryan. Here, we're up against it again. The problem
it's
with
a teenage lobotomy.
go through all the songs. Here's the deal. There's lots of things before we get going. Coming up here in a second. Ryan, this happened last year too. Actually, last year, Ryan, you won't remember it because you weren't here last year. We'll get into it.
I was gone, yes.
But every sport, like literally the World Series, football, hockey, basketball, are all happening right now. So we're up against it. But we must soldier on, Ryan. In fact, that's what we do here. But Ryan, can you hear this?
A few samples on DVD.
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Okay. We got more of that fun stuff coming. We got all the regular fun stuff, some other stuff. People, it's time to get going. It's time for another edition of Polyester Blend Live. Let us get started with the show. Welcome to our 4th annual Halloween special Spooktacular. Damn, we're getting old. KTRD, home of the Polyester Blend Network, is now on the air. Welcome to another broadcast day. Polyester Blend Live streams Mondays at 8 o'clock over the internet from the Schledio in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is also simulcast from UHF station KTRD, 299 megahertz frequency from Hastings Dip in Utah's West Desert. As Polyester Blend Network and KTRD starts its broadcast day, we ask you to join us as we dissect, try to understand, poke fun, and also share our love of this strange Utah existence. But before we get to the live broadcast, let us see what's on the Polyester Blend Network and KTRD schedule tonight. This week, a new sitcom from Polyester Blend from the makers of Jelly Bellies. It's Jelly Bellies, the sitcom. Let's take a look at this week's episode.
Start my heart as much as you. Tell me all your secrets and I'll tell you most of mine. They say nobody's perfect, well that's really true this time. I don't have the answers, I don't have a plan. I'm mad about you, baby, so help me understand what we do. You can whisper in my ear where we go. Who knows what happens after here? Let's take each other's hand as we jump into the final frontier. I'm mad about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad about you.
The buttered popcorn.
What is it, Tutti Frutti?
When's it gonna happen?
When's what gonna happen?
When is it gonna happen, man?
I don't know what you mean, Tutti Frutti. When what gonna happen?
You know what I mean, god damn it. When is it gonna come? The hands, man. The hands that take you away from this place.
Oh, to the next place?
You don't even fucking care, do you? You don't even know, you fucking idiot. Do you know what happens when you leave, man?
I don't know. I think you go to a great...
You don't ever come back. And you also don't know what happens when you leave. It can be some of the most excruciating pain you've ever felt.
Oh, but it could also be the greatest...
You have no evidence. In fact, it may just be nothing. What were we before we were jelly beans?
Oh, jeez, I've never really...
We were nothing. There was nothing. Don't you think the odds are we're gonna go back to that? But I want to know, and it's driving me nuts when it's going to happen. I might think waiting for it to happen is worse than when it actually happens.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
We've all been afraid. We're just too afraid to admit it.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Jelly Bellies. As always, we reveal the Jelly Belly flavor of the week. This week, barf. Thanks for watching. Have a happy Halloween and be safe, kids. We'll see you next week on Jelly Bellies. That's what's on KTRD tonight after Polyester Blend, our flagship show. As we say here on KTRD, we drop the goods. But first, some inspirational words.
Utah? What a pity. Peace out. Rock and roll. TikTok. Time to rock.
Whoa. Whoa. Jelly Bellies, the sitcom. I feel like I know that theme song. Might be copyright issues all over the place on that one. But people, they're gonna copyright the shit out of us. They're gonna be like, oh, I want Ryan's Comic Corner shirt. I want Utah City's quiz shirt. We're gonna be the most copyrighted thing in the world because it's 8 o'clock. It's Halloween. It's time to buy a live Halloween special. Pauly Shore. Oh, it's time for another show. We got a dude who's in a band. He's in a band, but he's dead. That's kind of spooky. It's just me and him doing all the spooky stuff and comedy. He's from the lobotomy capital of Southern California, known as San Diego. He's our man, Ryan Bradford. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Ryan's dead. I'm Joey Ramone.
Oh, sure. I don't know if you've nailed that voice yet, though. I'm not saying, but I keep going. Okay, I want you to keep going.
Gabba, hey.
I don't know if I've got it either. We're gonna watch that in a second.
Hey, Ryan, I want you around. I want you around.
We should go through all the songs.
As the Polyester Blend.
Joey Ramone's here with us, back from the dead. I wish Joey was back. I wanna be your boy. What is it? I wanna be your boyfriend. What is it? Huh?
I don't know. I didn't write that one. That was a Dee Dee song.
Buddy, you can tell how this is gonna go so far. I'm so excited for you to be here. Your costume looks amazing. Joey, you look like your normal self.
Thank you. I'm a teenage lobotomy.
Now, if I were to ask Ryan Bradford, first of all, I'm Ryan Schlegel. Good to see you. Clayton joining us later, all the Polyheads joining us later, all the great stuff coming up here tonight. But first, Joey.
Hey, I think that teenage lobotomy is somewhere around here. They want me to go get him.
Are you guys dressed the same? Because I'd love for that to be the case. That Joey, you and Ryan are wearing the exact same outfit here tonight.
I don't know.
Ryan, I did one of these, my friend. Just do one of the. Hey, it's me. Whoa!
Oh! Yeah. Joey's gone. I watched a lot of interviews with Joey Ramone. That guy has a hard accent to do.
It's a hard. Did you watch any video ahead of time, Ryan? Did you watch any video ahead of time? Ryan, did you watch any video ahead of time to work on that?
Yeah, he said, I don't know. He sounds kind of like a doofus, but he's real smart.
We was kinda like,
Maybe some Bobcat Goldthwait in
I
there.
know. We should watch Joey Ramone talking. Joey Ramone.
I watched a interview with him on Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, that pops up right away. The thing I wanted to ask you is you nailed the hair. How did you get the hair to look like that? Because that's...
What do you think? That was very catchy. Very, very good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not fair.
New York, I like that. It's pretty good.
Could be.
That hair, Ryan. How did you get your wig to do that, by the way? So proud of you.
I've been kind of, I don't know. I dressed up as him on Saturday, did a very chill holiday hangout.
Love it. Love it. Where did
This jacket, by the way, the jacket and the wig combo is so fucking hot.
Uh,
It's really
like attractive sexually, or are we talking
no,
like
no,
you're
just
literally
like
hot?
a lot of sweat. A lot of sweat.
That's too much, buddy. You live in San Diego, bud. You can't be dealing with that business.
No.
But
But it was fun. Maybe Joey will come back later in the show.
why, Joey? Did you have a short list? I mean, maybe don't give away what you were going to go for, but did you have a short list?
A short
Like of costumes this year? Like what did you have a top 3? Do you save them? Like, how does it work for you?
Me and Jessica, well, she went as Riff Randall.
Oh,
from
Riff Randall.
Rock and Roll High School. Riff Randall, rock and roller.
Rock and roll high school. I don't remember if I remember.
Fantastic
Oh,
movie.
is
If
it
you've
the
never seen
lady? By the way,
PJ Souls plays Riff Randall. You might know her from
from
Stripes.
Stripes. Name another one.
Halloween.
Name another one. You've got 3. Name another one.
Rock and Roll High School.
I think that's about it. I don't know the full Riff Randall. What's her name?
she was in Carrie.
Carrie.
She's in Carrie too.
That's how happy I am. I left out that was my happiness.
Yeah.
Riff Randall, what a name, by the way.
PJ Souls. She was a heartthrob of the early
Oh yeah, she's a
80s, late
Okay.
70s.
First of all, breaking news here. Breaking news. Before we go any further, we're gonna have to address this. I'm certain I get through a lot before the show. We all know we've all heard my classic rants and raves about the show, but I get prepared for it. But Ryan, this business is coming up nonstop. Search with an AI powered boost. Try our new generative AI experiment from Google. When I started Zoom here tonight, Ryan, Zoom was like, welcome to AI generated, but it's all AI, Ryan. That's the spookiness here.
It is the spookiness.
So I took a second to get that orange light. Look at that light. Come on, this is working
Ooh,
perfect.
I like it.
You haven't even guessed my costume, Ryan. You haven't even guessed my costume.
Is it Ratatouille?
No, I should take off the hat. Doesn't have the hat. Who am I, Ryan?
Is that a Wrangler Western shirt?
Yes, but it's the only white shirt I had, so that doesn't count. Who am I, Ryan?
A white shirt guy.
Ryan, okay. How about, I'll give you a couple chances here, Ryan, because I know you know this. Okay, Ryan? You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, I died, not the character, but I died. The guy who played the person. I died a couple years ago. It was a big deal for you and I. You and I. We loved his late night appearances.
Late night appearance.
We loved his...
Oh, is it Charles Grodin?
But what Charles Grodin character am I? What do you think I'm going to do?
It's not Martin, is it?
What's Martin? What are you talking about?
With oh wait, no. Clifford?
Dinosaur world, it's a sick thing. It's like you're obsessed with this dinosaur world.
I believe the dinosaur world is the only place
Greatest
where a boy like
comedy
me
moment
can
in
be
history.
happy.
I should really take off the top. Oh, I have the top button.
Oh. Listen to me. Shut up a minute. Listen. Shut up.
Now remember, see,
Will you listen to me? Will you listen
he's
to
playing
me?
a 9-year-old boy.
He's amazing. This movie is amazing.
Dinosaur on me like that. Just
Here
leave the
it comes.
dinosaur
Here it
over
comes.
there. Just leave the dinosaur over there like that. I'm trying to tell you something.
This is who I am, Charles Grodin, Clifford.
When I was a little boy, you know, you touch the dinosaur, I'm gonna kill you.
Stephen wanted to stand here.
Give me the dinosaur! Give it to me! I'll rip its head off! Give it to me!
I should have got the dinosaur.
Almighty
Fuck.
boy. Now listen to me. I'm trying to tell you something to help you. Clifford, I'm trying to tell you something about when I was a little boy growing up in Chicago. All right?
Guess I could
There
have
was a
skipped
great
ahead.
amusement park called Riverview. Did your father tell you about it?
Yes.
I thought that was the only place where a boy like me could be happy. But my father never took me there. And then one day, they tore it down before I ever got to go there. I understand how you feel, Clifford.
You do?
Yes.
Does it ever get easier, my Uncle Martin?
Not really. All right, now listen to me. Listen to me. Here's the deal. You go to your room, write a confession that I will take to the police, and I will not send you back to your parents. And you tell Sarah that you and I are the best of friends.
We are, aren't we?
Shut up. But if you even look at me funny, if you do one thing that I find weird, which is, you know, like your middle name, see, you're doing it right now. Can you just act like a human boy for 1 minute here? Look at me like a person. You can't do it for more than a few seconds. Look at me like a human boy. Don't mess around with me.
Might be my favorite comedic performance of all time.
It's so good.
So good. Anyway, I am Charles Grodin from the great movie Clifford.
I do like rewinding back and you being like, Ryan, come on, what am I? What am I? You're like with a white shirt. Who the fuck am I, Ryan?
Right,
Who the
what,
fuck am
what,
I?
you don't fucking get it, dude? This is so obvious. I was gonna, all I wanted, I was like, I knew I was gonna go as Charles Grodin. I knew I wanted to go something super simple, and then when I realized that he had a white shirt on for this, I was like, then I was like, it's ridiculous that anyone would ever get this. But I do like the idea. I didn't go to any parties. I had a commission this week. I had my heel issues. Could be so many different things, but I'm okay now. I'm on the mend.
You had a heel issue?
Yeah, I could walk. It was painful. So many different things it
buddy.
could be. But I'm okay. I'm on the mend. But didn't really go to any Halloween parties. That reminds me, I gotta tell the joke. Anyway, but so I didn't really get to enjoy the costumes. But also, you know what, Ryan? I'm gonna say it right now. Breaking news. Your old boy Rai. I don't know if I'm in. I don't know if I'm into Halloween the way I used to. Now, caveats. Hanging out with friends, of course. I love hanging out with friends. Come on. The pressure of the costume, a bit much. Excuse to watch horror movies because I don't do that often. In fact, Ryan, went off of some of your recommendations I want to talk to you about. Love watching recommendations. One of them that I watched, my friend, you recommended. You gave Steph and I a great list.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
the
boy.
Stepfather.
Oh, boy.
So good.
Oh, Madone. Stepfather, starring the great, what's his name? The guy from Lost. I'm going to forget his name.
Yeah, Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam.
No,
Terry O'Quinn. Terry
Terry
O'Quinn.
O'Quinn.
Two sequels, original sequels to this movie, Ryan.
I have not seen any of
Not
the
seen it.
sequels.
He comes back for the second one. Spoiler. But so good. That moment, it's on the poster. I was like, oh, I don't want to spoil it, but it literally says it on the poster where he goes, who am I here? Come on now. That's
Yeah.
80s ridiculousness, but also like, this is something I've been listening to a couple movie podcasts talk about this, and I have to agree. The loss of shooting a place because that's where it's supposed to be. So now the new world is that you go where you get tax credits. So it's like, how do we make Georgia look like Wisconsin? Because they're giving us the tax breaks. This movie, though filmed in Vancouver, even though it takes place in Washington, like just so out of control that place. I miss it. I miss that kind of thing. You know it from top to bottom. Now the next one,
Yeah.
I mean, your thoughts last. When did you watch Stepfather? How did you get clued in?
It's been a long. Actually, it's been like a year or two, and I had heard about this movie and I had never seen it, and then we watched it on Joe Bob, and like my mind was like completely blown. It was just so like twisted and fun at the same time.
Yes, great 80s, just 80s. But really good, ridiculous. The next one I watched, not 80s, but filmed in Vancouver, buddy. This monstrosity of a film, but I get it. I liked it. I loved it. Trick or Treat, my friend.
Oh, man.
2007's Trick or Treat. I got feelings, Ryan. I got feelings on this one, buddy. Let me know what your feelings are first.
It was one of the first movies I watched when I moved to San Diego.
Why do you remember that?
I borrowed it from, or I rented it from Netflix. Got the DVD. In the mail, and I was very excited.
What year
for
was that, Ryan? Give us the year.
It was 2009.
Okay, so that is like when it came out, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Well, it came out.
I had been reading about it. Like, I think it came out in 2007, but it was like
didn't say the magic word. I read the Wikipedia page. 2007 was when it started going to festivals, but the studio watched that movie and went, nah, that's a no-go from us. But then word spread or whatever, and they decided to release it on video in 2009. And so they held it.
And since then, this guy,
the kids,
this little guy has become like a Halloween icon.
Oh, really?
In the ranks of like Freddy and.
Is there sequels?
What's his name? Sam? I think his name is Sam.
Sam. Ryan, your thoughts? I mean, let me just let's be okay. So I had never heard of this before until you wonderfully. This is the tie-in character, like you said, the horror character, which we'll get to later on here tonight. But you're right, Ryan. This is the tie. This is all through. It's an anthology. I don't know if they've made sequels. I don't think they have, Ryan, of this thing. But it's an anthology. I read that there's a whole debate about anthology versus hyperlink films. Do you know the difference between these two? So anthology is different stories with no connection in one movie, like the Legend of Buster Scruggs or whatever that was called, the Coen Brother movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I believe is, again, I might be wrong. It does call itself anthology film, but I was reading up about hyperlink being like a Pulp Fiction, where it is different stories, but they're all linked together. And this is the latter. This movie is the most 80s movie I've seen outside of the 80s. True or false? It harkens back to a bygone era. You've watched way more horror than me. But this felt like all the lines weren't erased. It wasn't perfect. It was not perfect. But like fun. It was fun. It's a fun movie.
Got good Halloween vibes.
Good Halloween vibe. Ultra Halloween vibes. Brian Cox, Anna Paquin, which I told Steph, I leaned over, I was like, am I related to Anna Paquin? Because her and I sure pack a lot of wind. And Steph did not laugh and was not excited about that. But I was. Again, very interesting story. Recommend it. I like it. Ryan, your thoughts on last time you watched it? Did you watch it like?
Yeah, it's been maybe a few years, but this is a good one. And who's the guy who, like the dad?
Yes,
and
like,
he's
in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it's.
What is that guy's goddamn name? I love this guy.
Dylan Baker.
Dylan.
Is that his name?
Yep, Dylan Baker.
Yeah, man.
He's
after
good.
This
he's
and
good
Happiness,
yeah,
like
he's good in this one.
He was a. You don't want to put your kids around that.
Hello. Very good. Last one I watched, way different vibe from the first two. Actually, like one of those like horror movies that are like, damn, they did it. Ryan, you recommended this, but it came out.
Oh,
it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Owen, is
so
this
good.
movie fucking good? This was one I was like, okay, this is like, I like the other two, of course, but this is like cinema. This is cinema. Holy Matt Owen, this movie. Like, one of the, again, you look at the cinematographer worked on like, he was in what he did, the Hunger Games, the last couple of Hunger Games. He did Finch, the Tom Hanks thing. one of these cinematographers, where you read that and you're like, so big, so huge production than this movie. I don't know. There's less than 10 sets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit more. But like, Maine is inside of one building kind of movie. Highly recommend his house. And this, Ryan, Steph looked it up, played at the Sundance during the COVID breakout. So hopefully not everybody in this movie got COVID. But great recommendation. The great Ryan Bradford horror recommendations.
I'm glad you checked these out. That's awesome.
Mm.
I remember, I have only seen his house once, but I remember it being like a few scenes being relentlessly scary. Were you scared?
Yeah. I mean, the jelly bean story I told at the beginning of the show is my existential. That's where I'm at. But I'm just saying, like, yes, of course I was scared. I was creeped out. But I think I was so into how they did it, because there's weird stuff in this movie, like when they go into the walls, where like normally you would feel like you would want to just do what a wall feels like, very claustrophobic. But they do this thing where like when you open the wall, you feel like there's a lot of space in the wall. And I thought it was a weird trick where I kept thinking about it, where I was like, this is nuts. It makes you feel like there could be so much behind there. But like, I guess, I don't know if maybe just me, but like, you know, hey, a wall, we know it's only like 3 inches wide or something. No, this thing, it made it feel like it went on forever. And I really like that. Like just subtle things to make spatial distances feel weirder. I really like it. But there's just simple tricks in this thing. And it's not simple. There's tons of really difficult, insane shots that they do. But like, there's just simple like things they do. I really like how you can get, like you're saying, it freaked me out by the subtle stuff, like the darkest room, but just a little bit of light on something. Knowing there's a figure in the dark, that is horrifying stuff. Great
Definitely.
movie. Ryan, this gets to my next point though. Horrifying things. Where was I going with that? No idea where I was going. Oh, I know what it is. Horrifying things. Ryan, the horrifying reality is that we're already 9:13 into this show. We must get going. In fact, I am going to propose something we have not done in a long time. We are going to, breaking news, we're going to move point of order. I'm not going to do point of order right now. We're going to move it around. Okay, we're going to move it around. Tons of the regular show right around. We're going to go to Comics Corner. We're going to go to Comics Corner in 1 second. But first, Ryan, we must get to a segment I am going to try to get going because I got to get through this stuff. I got to know what's going on. It's a segment we started out last week. It's PBL presents stuff from Ryan's garage. I've got a shit ton of stuff to go through in my garage from my late father. God bless. We love so much, but we must go through this. Ryan, this item this week, the reason I bring it up on Halloween, well, there's 2 items, but I'll do the first one first. The first one first. Could you imagine? First one, let's go to the Schledio Cam. Now, these are items I don't know what to do with. And we talked about this last week. We're going to look up the different, maybe the prices of these things and see what I could get for it, because it's either that or it's going to the DI. This week's item, Ryan, an unopened Don Cherry hockey card album. Now, Ryan, I assume you have no concept who that guy on the front is, Don Cherry.
Is he the dog? Is Don Cherry the dog?
Don Cherry's not the dog. I feel like it's a bud. Oh, that's a great trivia question. Who's his dog? This dog has not been alive for 30 years, Ryan. But that dog is, I think it's Spud. I can't remember. It's like Spud McKenzie. It's Spud McKenzie adjacent. It's Spud adjacent. I'll look it up. But Ryan, Don Cherry, for you who don't know, is a Canadian hockey icon. He was a coach in the 70s, player before that. But then he became a TV personality, Ryan. TV personality. Very, very much a part of my childhood. Blue was his name. Blue is the name of the dog, Bull Terrier. Big fixture, but he was a good old Canadian boy. This guy's Canadian boy. Got fired, Ryan. Sad end to his career. I mean, he had a biopic on CBC. Canadian hockey icon. This is from the 90s. Of course, my dad bought a album holder of this. He got fired just a couple years ago around the pandemic because just whatever phobia you want to say that he dabbled with, xenophobia, racism, homophobia. I mean, this guy was all the things where it's like, he was sexist. I mean, all these things. So eventually he got canceled. But it turns out, Ryan, I don't have one of these. I have like 5 of these. They have nothing in them. And the plastic seal kind of on it, Ryan. Plastic seal kind of on it. So my question for you, Ryan, this unopened, well, it's kind of open, Don Cherry hockey card album from the mid-90s. How much do you think that's going for on eBay right now?
I'm going to say $30.
$30! Well, my friend, one single opened. Turns out it goes for $9.14. $9.14.
God damn it.
But Ryan, remember I have multiple unopened. I think I have 3 or 4, even though they're basically kind of. And Ryan, I looked up. The only other one I found was 2 unopened, going for $95.
Oh my God.
Buddy, what do you want me to pay for? We're going to the bank on Don Cherry unopened hockey cards. That's right, my friend. $95 for this wonderful. If I have 2, I have 3 or 4. So just take it from there. You know what I mean, my friend? But just I use this one on the Halloween, where it's like these things you have that you're like, it'd be like Matt Lauer, Matt Lauer alarm clock. Like where you're like, I mean, Matt Lauer's way worse than Don Cherry, but still not good. Still not good stuff. Ryan, that's been another edition of this week's Ryan Goes Through the Stuff in His Garage. Ryan, you brought it up earlier. I think we got to go right into it, my friend. Well, actually, let's do a music break, because we're going to see if we can get some people on here to help us out, because I do have some new things. Ryan, you have the inside track, so I don't want you to give it away, but we do have Ryan's Comics Corner, Mary Worth. I've got a new Mary Worth game coming up after the break.
Ooh.
And then we, of course, got You Shop Row, Utah City's quiz, all the fun stuff coming up. But first, we must go to a music break. We come back after one song after this. Ryan, this song this week, we're doing Universal Monster songs. Now, did you get what I was doing when I brought it up?
I think so.
You were like,
I got one solid choice.
You're like,
it seemed a little limiting. I was like, but also.
But Ryan, when we do things, when it's limiting, I want you to push it. So you're like, limiting. Okay. So I can type in Frankenstein. But when I type in, Frankenstein has the bolts on his neck. What if I type in bolts? What if I type in Harry? What if I type in fangs? What if I type in... Got to use your imagination, my friend.
My imagination is dead. Total kaput.
You used it up.
It's dead as the Frankenstein's monster.
Yes, you used it up. You used it up earlier on your Joey Ramone costume. Ryan, let's do this. I'm going to go first. Universal Monsters is our music theme. I'm going to play one song. We come back with Ryan's Comics Corner, Mary Worth It. Then we got Utah City's Quest. Then we've got You Shop Row, New Utah Monsters, Ryan. New Utah Monsters. I mean,
I'm very excited about this.
Okay, you're excited. I'm excited about this as well.
Row.
I think it's a great You Shop Row. We're coming up with new characters, new horror characters. Also, Ryan, when we come back, we need to decide something for me. I've yet to buy the candy for the kids tomorrow, so I want to know what you have for candy. When we come back, I want to know what you think I should get for the kids.
Buddy, I have all my candy right here in the Bradfordio.
You're going through it. It's not the Bradfordio.
I can show you.
Okay, when we come back from One Song Set, people, thank you for being here. Also, Zazzle update when I come back after last week's Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer update on that. Pissed off. I was going to spread it Reddit. I was going to Reddit spread it tonight, a new segment on Polyester Blend. But then I got to find a new shirt distributor. I'll tell you about that in 1 second. Thanks for being here on this Spooktacular night. Wait for it. We will be back after One Song Set. Universal Monsters, the theme. My pick, Ryan. Talk about hard. I didn't find it that hard because there's this great song by the Guess Who. Ryan, it is, of course, the song Clap for the Wolfman by the Guess Who. It's not that Wolfman. It's actually Wolfman, music DJ, but we're going to use it for our purposes. Clap for the Wolfman. My song, 1 song set, 4-minute song. We come back with all the fun stuff with Polyester Blend. Thanks for being here. Looks like the Lions won tonight. Polyester Blend, we come back. Pauly Shore.
Your record high. Clap for the Wolfman. You gon' dig him till the day you die. Clap for the Wolfman. He gon' rate your record high. Yes, gracious. Clap for the Wolfman. They were friends of mine. I was on my moonlight drive. Snuggled in, so baby, just one kiss. She said, no, no, no. Romance ain't keeping me alive. I said, hey, babe, do you want a coo-coo-coo? She said, I. So I was left out in the cold. I said, you're what I've been dreaming of. She said, I don't want to know.
Oh, you know, she was digging the cat on the radio.
Clap for the Wolfman. He gon' rate your record high.
Yes, baby, I'm your doctor-in-law.
Clap for the Wolfman. You gon' dig him till the day you die.
Everybody talk about the Wolfman's pompous of love.
75 or 80 miles an hour, she hollers slow, slow, slow. Baby, I can stop right on a dime. I said, hey, baby, give me just one kiss. She said, no, no, no. But how was I to bide my time? I said, hey, babe, do you want a coo-coo-coo? She said, I. Said, I'm about to overload. I said, you're what I've been living for. She said, I don't want to know.
Oh, you thought she was digging you, but she was digging me.
Clap for the Wolfman. He gon' rate your record high.
As long as you got the curves, baby, I got the angles.
Clap for the Wolfman. You gon' dig in till the day you die.
It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Clap for the Wolfman. He gon' rate your record high.
You ain't gonna get him, 'cause I got him.
Clap for the Wolfman. You gon' dig in till the day you die.
You might wanna try, but I gon' keep him.
Clap
Ain't
for
that right,
the
girl?
Wolfman. Clap for the Wolfman. Clap for the Wolfman. Clap for the Wolfman. Clap for the
And I got him
Wolfman.
all.
Clap for the Wolfman.
Yes, you go right on
Clap
ahead and
for the
try.
Wolfman. Clap
I'm
for
gonna
the
say
Wolfman.
You love it, don't you?
Clap for the Wolfman.
Clap for the Wolfman.
Come over here, my precious.
Universal Monsters. That's the theme here tonight. That's why we picked that song. Poly Blend. And we're all excited for it. Ryan, the Guess Who? How long is that on your radar?
I've never heard that song before, but I loved it.
I love that song. Love that song. Do you know of Wolfman, the radio, the DJ?
Mm-mm.
He was, I don't know the whole fucking, I'm not going to give you a biopic right here, but he was a longtime DJ, had that great voice. The Wolfman. And that whole, it was definitely, it will make or break your career at the time in the 60s. The Guess Who and the Who, as a kid, did you ever get that kind of confused, Ryan?
I still do.
Now,
Like,
do you have to
did they
guess
ever
who?
tour together?
You have to guess who? You know what I mean?
It makes me kind of resent the Guess Who. It's
Right.
like,
Ryan.
Why? There's already a band called The Who.
Oh, that's a
Why
great
would you do
question, Ryan. Now that is a great question. Who was first? Was it the Guess Who?
I think it was Abbott and Costello.
Hey, Abbott! I mean, they are across the pond, but not United States. Do you know which one's Canadian, which one's British? You know, Ryan?
Well, British obviously is The Who.
Oh, smarty pants over here.
We got Pete Townsend wearing the old Union Jack in those famous photos.
That's right. So British. So British. Now, Ryan, breaking news here in the conversation we were having. Breaking news between us talking. I have determined who was first between the Guess Who and the Who. What do you think?
You want me to guess?
I want
Who?
you to guess. I want you to guess. Who?
I'm gonna say The Who. Really?
Ryan, what's the other option?
Let me take a guess.
Okay. Who? Guess who?
It's the Guess Who.
Ryan, you might be confused why you're hearing two of the same sound effects. That's because, Ryan, according to what I'm seeing, they both originated around 1962. Who? 1962 who? They both Who's in 62.
Boo hoo, you two. Guess who?
And it's got to be, I mean, at the time, Ryan, you're a man who knows, understands the world. You could understand that it might have been, it took a while for information to get across the pond. So smaller bands in 1962 won the Who, won the Guess Who. They might not both find out that they're doing the same thing for some time. You know what I mean?
Oi.
Punk was way later. You're doing oi. Now, people, we are very, very happy early on the show tonight. But he is not early to a ponytail. He's been doing it for some time now. Different angle Rob this week. Confused by this. Producer Rob, why the new angle?
Just, these boring reasons.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right. You know what? The show, we can't stand this kind of boring answer. Okay, thank you for cutting that out. You are a producer. Rob,
yeah.
In an apartment building, are you going to get trick-or-treaters?
Absolutely not.
Oh, Rob, does it matter? Do you find it as an excuse to get your own candy, though?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it. Jeremy, Chatmaster Jeremy's here. Chatmaster Jeremy, are you here?
Hey, I'm just trying to get my computer working. It's a little dodgy right now, but I got.
Is it a problem with? Is it a problem with RAM?
Got a giant bag of candy at Costco.
Okay, now, first of all, Jeremy, you've never. Well, Rob, don't get ready to go unmute and once go unmute, Rob. This has never happened on the history of the show.
I did go to Costco with her, but she was the one who actually picked up the bag.
That's great. We'll talk about it in 1 second. Ryan Bradford, you've never done this. I want you to. No. I want to hand the keys to you real quick, okay?
Oh my God.
Can you ask?
Oh my God.
Can you ask my friend real quick? He's a producer on the show. Can you ask him something? Can you ask him what question I want to know? It's this early. I feel like it's a spooktacular night. Let's do things out of order. Ryan, can you ask Rob a question?
Yeah, I can, but would it be better if I did? Or would it be better if the ghost of a ghost did it?
I think the ghost should do a ghost. Oh my God.
1 second. Let me go get him. Let me. Hey, Rob.
You look more, really quick, right? Do the voice of Gavin Rosdell from Bush. You're looking more like that right now.
Hey, Rob. How are the dishes tonight?
Look, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm not afraid of ghosts.
He can't answer it.
So you can't scare me with that.
Yeah, it's get out of his face.
Hey, ghosts believe in you, okay?
I got a ghost head.
I'm not scared.
Better than the rest.
I don't want to come back down and haunt you.
In case, in Rob's case, Ryan, he's like, I don't have a dishwashing machine. It's not better than the rest because I don't have one dishwash machine. That's for the bushheads out there. Ryan.
How are the dishes, my pretty?
My good friend. I feel like you do this costume every year. Every year, is that true or false, Jeremy?
I wouldn't say every year of my life, but it's definitely throwing on a witch hat and being a man witch is the easiest.
Jeremy, the man witch is great. Jeremy, you couldn't even find one Charles Grodin character to go as this year. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed.
Well, I didn't have a lot of time.
Ryan, I was very, 2 hours before the show was going to pull an audible and be like, all right, everyone has to dress as your favorite Grodin character. It was like, because we all have a big, extensive library of Grodin characters. Here's the deal. Everyone's here. We're excited. We're going to go to it. We have business to take care of. And one of them, there's a couple new elements to this. People, it's time to go one of our favorite segments. This guy reads them and brings them. Even during Halloween when he's got parties, he's got costumes to come up with. He does it. People, it's time to go for a hit segment we all love. It's time for this guy. You know what he does? He
reads them and brings them.
That's right, everybody. It's time for a hit segment. Hit segment. That's from last week. We don't want that one. It's time for Ryan's Comics Corner, the new era. The new era of Ryan's Comics Corner, where we still do Mary Worth. We still do Mary Worth. But you know what? Is this the right one? I hope it's the right one. People, it's a new era. It's, of course, called Mary Worth It. Mary Worth It. And what we do here is we give you a thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it worth it to read the comic we will read? So what we're saying is, of course, should you go out after you read it with us and read the comic? We're rating it.
And read it again.
And read it again.
That is what we are trying to figure out.
We're trying to figure out, and we will determine as a group and help you determine if you should go out, look up your Sunday Funnies, pick out that Mary Worth from last Sunday, and go ahead and read it. As always, though, Ryan, we'd be remiss if we didn't go over our sponsors. Ryan, who is, of course, our sponsor?
As always, Frank's Red Hot Wing Division is our sponsor. We get moral support from the entire Frank's Red Hot symposium, but it's the Wing Division that really pays the bills.
Pays the bills around here. Great point. And Ryan, a new segment. Well, two things. First of all, I should do this. We, of course, do thumbs up, so get prepared. Rob, I don't know if you've ever done this before yet, Rob, besides watch it. Jeremy knows that he's done it before, but of course, at the end of this, we will do thumbs up or thumbs down. So thumbs down there or thumbs up there. The featuring dollar bill has Wilbur from the great Mary Worth, that we've seen it before. But this week, as popular demand from last week, I think it was Clayton, I can't remember who, but they wanted a indifferent, so not a thumbs up, not a thumbs down, but the nah. So here's a new one where it's just like, no, nah. Or like, nah. Like, you take it how you want. But that is if you don't want to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, you're indifferent. There is now a third option. But that's not the only thing we do this week. Gentlemen, we also will introduce this. We have to predict, before the comic is even shown, I will write it down. We've been hinting at this for a while, but here it is. It is, of course, how many window eels this week. That's right, everybody. How many window eels this week in the Mary Worth we're going to read? I will start off with our good friend Jeremy, who has a sense of it because he's been watching for some time. Jeremy, how many window eels do you predict this week? Closest to the hole.
6.9.
6.9. 6.9 from the Man Witch. Rob, your first ever inaugural edition of How Many Window Eels. How many do you think, Rob?
I think it's going to just be 2.
2? That's a great answer.
It's just 2.
Ryan, you are the expert. You do also maybe know. I don't know if you should play.
Well, I didn't pay attention.
Okay.
So.
All right. You know, that's shocking over here, by the way. Shocking over here. Ryan, how many window?
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say 4 window eels this week.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Gentlemen, Ryan says 4. I am, of course, going to go easy. Look at, usually it's 3 pale. I think the best way to go, maybe
Janine has an answer.
Oh, Janine! Janine, kitty cat Janine!
I'm a cat bat.
Oh.
You have wings.
He does have wings. You need to like back out the camera.
Look at those cool wings. I love that. Great costume.
I say
the
two.
camera works.
Oh, Janine says 2.
I say 2.
Okay. Well, you got computer issues, Jeremy. You're doing a lot there. Chat master, camera, all these things. I'm gonna go with 3. I'm gonna go with 3. This week, Ryan, we are in the story, the red-headed, red-mustached, super handsome guy era of this Merryworth. Is that not right, Ryan?
That is correct.
And
we got Keith. He's the new neighbor of Merryworth.
I always ask you this, my friend, this week, because what we see is the weekend edition. Is there anything we should know from last week's edition, or the mini during the week editions? Is there anything we should know before we watch this? Watch this.
No, I believe last week he met up with his ex-partner, ex-wife, Kitty, at a restaurant, and they've had a heated discussion in the restaurant, or a discussion that has gradually turned heated, and so yeah, the entire week has just been a discussion with Kitty, the mother of his daughter, who appeared on his doorstep a few weeks ago.
Now, Ryan, I want you to do this without any music. I want you, and this is let's just try it this week, see how it goes. Ryan, usually, as everyone knows, during the Merryworth Sunday edition, there's a quote they give. I want you to read the quote and see if anyone can guess who it is. I looked it up, so I'm out of it. I just want you to read the quote and let's see if Jeremy, Janine, or Rob can guess who the quote is from.
All right. So the quote is, "The other night, I ate at a real nice family restaurant. Every table had an argument going."
That's the full quote.
That's the quote.
Jeremy, Janine,
There's no choices, Janine. We just gotta.
You gotta think of anyone who's ever said anything in the planet
In the
that's
world.
quotable.
Dangerfield.
Dangerfield.
Oh shit! I was gonna say Dangerfield, but
Oh,
I guess I'll
shit.
see if it's right or wrong.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. We both had Dangerfield vibes from that, so that's
Does Janine want to try? Is she good? Is she flying around like a bat?
I think Eddie Izzard, because we just saw him last night.
Oh, that's so cool. You saw
All right.
But I know
Izzard
it's
last
not
night.
him.
By
Did
the
you
way,
hear Janine's guess?
I did hear it. People, I love that you guys went down stand up, but you were wrong. George Carlin. But
No, I hadn't said my guess yet. It was Carlin. No.
People, this week's quote comes from George Carlin, but this week's reading and telling, it's a little blurry. Maybe I'm gonna work on that. Ryan, I think you got to email me the Merryworth, and I'll figure it out. But Ryan, we can go for it. Let's get going on this week's Merryworth. Go for it.
Okay, so in the first one, we got. Should I be keeping track of the window wheels?
I got it.
In my
I got
read-through?
it.
Okay.
I got it.
So we got the window wheel saying, "We only were together for a few months."
We only
But I
were together.
knew.
Sorry.
And it's this is Kitty here. This is the mother of Keith's daughter. So when Keith asks Kitty why she didn't tell him about their daughter, Kitty says, "I knew you well enough to know that if you found out about my pregnancy, you'd insist on marriage." And then she says, "And I didn't want to be a liability. I also didn't want to be married at the time. Certainly not to a Marine who is already wed to his job." And Keith totally freaks out here. He's like, "I had a right to know you were carrying my child." Kitty's walking away now. "This meeting was a mistake. Keith, I'm sorry Sonia contacted you." And Keith says, "Kitty, wait." That's the end.
There's a whole frame that's just window wheels in the middle of.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
new,
love it.
yeah.
That's gonna bode well for Jeremy for
Is
sure.
it like they're talking so loud that you can hear them outside the restaurant? Is that what that? It's like in Taxi Driver when it pans away from Travis during the phone call. Like the characters are in such pain, like you can't watch, so you turn away. Is that what we're looking at?
It must be.
I believe so.
I love the orange. I really love that orange. I think it just really takes me to a heated place.
It's a heated frame.
It's a heated frame. I mean, Jeremy, your thoughts here. We must start discussing if it's worth it or not. Jeremy, Janine, I mean, your thoughts on this storyline. It's.
I'm gonna say this one was worth it because this guy's worldview is being challenged, and he's he's struggling here.
Yeah.
So it's a little more of an interesting character dynamic going on. And also, just formally, you could say they were too lazy to draw the panel, so they just cut to the windows. but then you've got the coloring effect on the second to last panel as well. So it's no Wilbur morphine nightmare, but it's still I'd say it's worth it.
I think it sounds worth it to me. Janine, you thoughts on this storyline, Janine?
I'm intrigued by the woman's story, and I want to learn more about her.
Okay, so you say it? Would you say it's thumbs up or thumbs down? Is it worth it to read this?
I'd say thumbs up.
Thumbs up!
Bingo!
Rob, your first time, I believe, on Mary Worth It. Rob, your thoughts on this week's edition?
Yeah, I think this is boring and dumb.
Oh.
I don't care.
So are you indifferent or do you want down?
From the Robster.
Are you indifferent?
Yeah.
Or are you down on it?
No, I just don't like it.
So it's a down. That's a down from Rob.
No. Yeah, it's just a no.
It's a no from Rob. Rob says it's a no. Ryan, we've had 2 yeses, 1 a no, but you are the Ryan's. Well, actually, I'll go because you were really the deciding factor. Ryan, I'm with Rob on this one. I'm going to have to say a no on this one. I think they're pushing this storyline because they want this dynamic between right wing and left wing. I think the Marine, I think they're trying too hard on this one. I appreciate them for going for it. I do. But I'm just not interested. I need to know more. I need to be more invested. Maybe if they had a week where we saw these couple, when they were in love, I may be more into it. But it's a no from me, dog. Ryan, it's 2 yes, 2 no. What do you got? You're the deciding factor.
I'm going yes.
Oh!
I like this. I like this Keith character. I like to see the reasons that you dislike him, the kind of right wings. I feel he has got a short temper, and that makes for a dramatic storyline. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I hope it goes somewhere.
God bless.
I mean, it's not going to be a highly competitive blood sport, which in retrospect was an amazing storyline. But maybe it will be.
We'll see. You're right. They're building it all up. But we would be remiss if we didn't. And I need a ruling. And this is normally we go to Jeremy for the ruling. But Ryan, this is your segment. We can clearly see when it comes to window eels, we can clearly see that there is 1, 2, 3. Then a window, like Jeremy pointed out, of 3 more. So we're up to 6. This is where
last panel. I'm going to say you can almost see it.
But this is
Ryan.
Ryan.
Kind of 0.9-ish.
Ryan, you are the ruling factor.
I feel like a window eel has got to have some white in it. Can that be a rule that we establish now?
You're the judge. You're the judge. You're the judge.
This game is in its
You're the
infancy.
judge. Doesn't matter though, because Jeremy would get it either way. Let's do that right now. It has to have some white into it because, like Ryan always says, he enjoys things that are mostly white.
It's definitely 6 point something. It doesn't make it to a full 7.
But you've got it this week,
we're
Jeremy.
in agreement there.
You've got it, Jeremy. You are the winner this week in the inaugural edition of Window Eels for Mary Worth. We've all decided it is definitely worth it for you to go read the comic we just read, but in print. Give it a try, the thing you already know about. And next week, we'll find out what Ryan will say and how many Window Eels on the next edition of Ryan's Comics Corner. Mary Worth It? We'll find out more later on.
He reads them and brings them.
Great segment. Great job. We love it so much. Got to get back to candies real quick. Gonna have to stall for a second because we're gonna see the claim. But I did want to talk about this already. My question is this. Let's go around the room. We know that Rob, who lives in an apartment, no candy. And we heard that Ryan Bradford has candy. And we've heard that Jeremy and Janine have candy. What is the candy in the Janine and Jeremy, the J&J, flying J&J, as we always call it? What is the candy we have giving out tomorrow?
We've got an assortment of chocolate. Is it all Mars Company? It's a Costco variety pack of chocolate.
Now, what does that mean?
Oh, I lost my witch hat coming to it. But look at that. Kirkland signature all chocolate, motherfuckers.
I've got it right here. I'm looking at it right here.
It's got Snicker. It's got multi-brands. It's got Hershey's Company. It's got Mars Company all living together. Can you imagine that?
Mars bars, Twix, living together, total pandemonium, cats and dogs, mass hysteria. I mean, this is insanity. Ryan, your initial thoughts on this all chocolate Kirkland signature?
I love it.
You love it.
I love Kirkland. I'm a big time Kirkland supporter.
All right, from what I can see right now, we all love Kirkland. What I can see right now, I need to tell you all what I already don't like, and then I'm going to tell you what I really like. Are you guys ready? Look at this image. Look at this image. I need to know what all of you like and what all of you don't like, okay? I'm going to go first. Number one, love. I'm going to say love. Number one. This is number one. Just boom. Number one with a bullet. Twix. Love me, Twix.
Oh, yeah.
I would love Twix.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Number three, York Patty. York Patty. Now
I can get on the York Patty train.
Now I'm going to give you my top three hated. Top three hated. Well, I don't really hate them. I just don't like them. Top three hated from what I can see in this bag. Not number one. This is bottom. Number three, I'm going to go with Milky Way. Milky Way. Not a fan. Nougat.
Milky Way's the bottom of my candy bar.
Not. Oh, bottom. Total bottom. Wait, save yours.
bottom.
Save
I
yours.
can't abide this Milky
Save
Way
yours,
flavor.
save it, save it, save it. Number two, just because I can't remember what it tastes like, 100 grand, cannot remember what it tastes like, goes to number two. Number one, number one, shut up. You can't show up on the show and start spreading this hatred. I know you're packed, you're so pumped up because the Lions won. I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down. Number one with the bullet.
Stop talking shit about 100 grand bars.
Number one with the bullet. Worst candy I can see. Regular M&Ms. Regular M&Ms. Garbage. Suck. Don't like them. Let's go to Robert Gerke coming in hot. Robert Gerke.
I got opinions about candy.
Okay, what you can see on your screen right now, Gerke, give me your top three loves, top three hatreds. Top three.
Right.
I should just.
What I can see, I am not a big fan of York peppermint patties.
You fucking it. All right,
I think they taste like toothpaste.
It's more of a more of a thing that you get after dinner. Like, you want to freshen your breath? That's
Right.
not a candy.
Do you concur? Who else is with Gerke on this? You don't like Yorks?
Me.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm not a big fan of peanut M&Ms. I feel like if I'm going to eat candy, I want candy. If I'm going to eat peanuts, I want peanuts. I don't need the two to mix. Which maybe brings me to Reese's, but no, I do like Reese's. They're delicious.
We're gonna have to have a serious talk after this, Gerke, because I think I think we
guess
are off.
you had Milky Way on there. I don't even see Milky Way in that.
It's in there. It's in there. You got to work hard. I know how to work hard in a bag of candy, Gerke. That's what I'm saying. I know how to look deep.
Oh, there they are. There they are. Yeah, Milky Way's probably would be my third. So I think we're going York, M&M's, Milky Way. 1, 2, 3.
We're the worst.
Michael is like a Terminator with scanning a bag of candy. He like can tell you the inventory, the entire. He's like,
we could
there
also
are 17 Milky Ways.
We could also devote a whole show to like candy corn and like.
Oh wow! I think are we all above that, Gerke? You know what I mean? Like I think everyone here are civilized people who know not to buy that garbage, horseshit candy. By the way, real quick, we must go to Ryan. Ryan, do you know what bag of candy you bought? Did you get the all chocolates? We went through the J&J household, what they got.
All right, so all the kids today, they are pumped about tomorrow, and they were on my ass about whether I was going to have Halloween candy today.
Are you talking about the kids in your classroom? Kids in your classroom?
Kids at school, yeah, the kids at school. So I went out to the grocery outlet. Before the show.
Okay.
The gross out, as we like to call it. I got some miniature Reese's peanut butter cups.
Hey Ryan, how about you go a little cheap on your candy this year? The fucking J&J household went and got all chocolate, decent size. You got to go and get individual bags.
But you're not gonna get Starburst in the all chocolate.
ahead and say I'm gonna take off.
What you don't realize is Bradford's opening up the packs and just giving them like one star.
Yes, the rest are for me. And then I got Gurky's least favorite
Gross!
M&Ms, which are my favorite.
Gross.
I love the peanut M&Ms.
I like
and the Twix bars.
You got Twix bars. I'm gonna rearrange right now based on what I've seen so far. Twix is still number 1. Number 2, Reese's is still good. I love York, but you know what? For if I'm doing Halloween, Ryan Starburst, number 3. I'm putting Starburst up there. Loving Starburst.
You gotta have some fruity variation.
Absolutely. I love that. I love it. I love that. Gurky, do you have your candy? Have you even bought your candy? I'm gonna guess right now you haven't bought your candy.
I did buy my candy.
No, shut the fuck.
I just got. We don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters here. I think it's because my dogs are scary. And
you do live in South Salt Lake, so
I just got a small bag of Reese's and a small bag of Twix. And
God, that is the move. That is the move.
And so yeah, hopefully that'll get me through. If not, we'll just like turn off the lights and they can.
All right, I need some rulings here. Turn off the lights. Need some rulings. You guys, what is it called? No. What's that roll? The candy with the roll. It's God damn it!
Is it roll?
No.
Roll.
Sweet. No, it's the roll. It's a plastic roll. It's that powder crap candy. Smarties. Where are we at with Smarties?
I'll eat some Smarties.
I fucking love
It's a
Smarties.
lower tier. Let's be honest. It's a tradition.
Amen.
They're good. They're chalky, but it's a lower tier candy. It's
Amen. Amen.
But
but it's the best of the lower tier candy.
Ooh, that's a question.
I prefer like the sweet tarts and the Skittles and the Starbursts to the chocolatey candies.
Oh no, I'm a chocolate guy. Although,
all right, you go to the movie.
It's not good chocolate, So
all right, let's do this. Let's do this real quick because now I need to get this info. I need this. This is I'm doing research. We're going to the movie theater. I know it's a different. We're playing a different game real quick. Playing a different game. Gurky, we'll start with you. We're at a movie theater. You go to the counter. Time to get candy. What do you get?
I probably get Skittles.
Skittles. It's not too much. Doesn't like destroy your mouth with like the sweetness after a while.
Well, they're not jujubes.
Oh, by the way, if jujubes were still relevant in this day and age, I'm getting jujubes.
Yeah, those are gonna pull out your feelings, but they're delicious.
It was a Scott Schlegel. He had that shit all the time. I love jujubes. Juju fruit was okay. Jujubes.
Did you ever have Black Crows?
Not in my household, man.
They're just the licorice flavored ones. They're like
licorice out. I'm out. I like red licorice, black licorice. I'm out.
Turkey, I'm a big black licorice fan, so any licorice.
We might have to stop doing the show.
I'm in.
Jeremy, Janine, help me out on this. Black licorice is disgusting.
I'm not a black licorice fan personally.
Janine?
I was drinking absinthe the other day, so I can't.
I used to
be totally.
I used to hate black licorice, and now I actually really love fennel and anise.
I'm going to tell you guys right now.
Yeah.
We have for some time. I actually wish for a while I've been thinking about doing this bit.
However, in the theater, Junior Mints or Raisinets.
Junior Mints!
In the theater or at home, Raisinets.
Raisinets, by the way, do not like raisins in my hot pastries. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want them in a cookie. I don't want them in a cake. I don't want them in any sort of pastry. But Raisinets, love that shit. That's the way to have raisins.
So there's a lot of M&M hate on this.
You goddamn right.
Anybody like any flavors like
peanut
butter M&M?
Peanut butter M&M.
I like the plain M&Ms and
gross.
Janine likes peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
The pretzel ones aren't bad. I've had to make some promotions, so I shouldn't really say anything bad about them since I've been paid to make commercials for them. But
we'd hate for certain corporation to lose Maverick based on polyester blades.
And who wanted to fuck the green M&M?
That's right.
Amen. Who?
Right? We were all thinking it.
We all thinking it. Is our king ever going to show up on this thing? Because we got to do a quiz at some point. All right, here's the final.
He called Janine and I like at 7:45, and now he's missing. So
Well, I'm like, we just need. I mean, someone might have to fill in for quiz. We're gonna have to fill in for quiz. Did anyone get a shop? Gurky, did you get a shop? Did you see our shop earlier?
So I've
Sorry.
had the worst night.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gurky. But why do you mean you had the worst night? The Lions, baby.
No, but I missed the ending of it because my pilot light was out.
Gas? Are you smelling gas?
I always smell gas.
Hello. What is Anna Paquin over there? Anna Paquin? I mean, come on now.
So I think I got it going again. So it's right now 63 degrees in my house. I think we're gonna try to get it up to about 67.
Oh, we're always trying to get it up over here. Real quick question.
Try to get to nice 69.
Real quick question though, Gurky, I didn't see World Series Game 3. Who won?
Rangers won.
Rangers won.
I think
We got a series.
3-1. I had, like I said, I had to step away, but I think it was 3-1.
3-1. Thank God. I will say this: Red Wings were down 2-0, came back 3-2. Let them tie it up 3-3. Won in overtime 4-3. You gotta love sports. We love sports here so much.
Jeremy, why did you trick me into thinking RSL was going to win that game?
You know, it's.
No.
I mean, we didn't look like we were gonna win, and then we got that tying goal, and then it's like, well, we just have to, make it to penalties. And
Real quick,
I really don't like this format.
Real quick, I want to know this. Real quick, two things. Before you said in the text thread yesterday, under the circumstances, it was we played well. I had no idea.
All our players are injured.
Oh, there we go.
Our star strikers injured, so we're playing like garbage strikers, like Rubio Rubin starting, and then you've got we had like one fit center back.
Oh, so under the circumstances,
under the circumstances, like we've looked worse against Houston throughout the year. So I was like, well, we didn't completely get our asses kicked. We got an equalizer on the counter. The one time we actually did what you should do when you're doing a counterattack, we scored. All the other times we held the ball up too long and let them get organized. So yeah, I was like, we could have, conned out, cheated our way to a win. Not cheated, but beat the odds and kind of stolen a win. But it didn't happen. We got a home game. If we can win at home, then it's, same thing game 3. If we can get something out of it.
Strikers, I think of a bunch of Teamsters who won't pick up your trash.
Thank you. He said what we're all thinking. We're all thinking.
Those are garbage strikers. Hey, pick up your own trash, huh?
Are we talking about SAG-AFTRA, by the way? Because we got a bunch of garbage people out there. You know what I'm saying? These lefties out in Holly Glitzywood. All right, here's the deal. We are, 5 minutes away. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a music break. We come back with Utah City's quiz. Then we have a UShopRo. People have time. But we're going to do a song break. We come back because our spiritual leader is coming on apparently in a second. But let's get prepared. Ryan, we didn't do point of order this week. It might be the first ever since the early days of the show. We won't be doing a point of order. Ryan, you get the little bonus here because Clay's not here. You've been here the whole time. I did a city for the Utah City's quiz that has a Halloween style. I'm not saying it's direct. Last year we did Salem, Utah, because of Salem, the witch trials, Jeremy. This year I picked a horror adjacent city in Box Elder County. Ryan, you're getting the goods tonight because you've been here since the beginning. We're going to play your song, which is one of the best. Ryan, what is the song you are playing first here on tonight's for Universal Monster Songs? We might have a theme going. I can't believe it. The only songs we're going to be playing here tonight.
We got some Wolfman, some Werewolves of London.
Cannot wait for this. People,
any song that has a woo in it, I'm in.
By the way, and then I have never done a deep dive on this artist, but I love this artist. You know what I mean? Like, Have you ever done like multiple Warren Zevon records back? I mean,
no. I know the best of, and I know his Excitable Boy album, which is classic front to. It's like one of those perfect albums, but I don't really know anything else by him.
it's like I feel like I put him in the Harry Nilsson world, where I'm like, if someone was like, "Do you like this person?" I'm like, "Yes, I like that person," but they're like, "What do you like?" I'm like, I know Jump Into the Fire. I know, Arrow by. I like Harry Nilsson more than I like.
There's a hockey. He has a hockey song, Schlegel.
Exactly.
Hit somebody.
I mean, this is when I'm in David Letterman love. Anyway, we're playing Werewolves of London. Warren Zevon. We'll talk more Warren Zevon, but we are coming back with Utah City's quiz. Horror-themed-ish city, Box Elder County. We'll check it out. This song is, of course, seconds to minutes long as it loads because I have it stored on a different drive, so it has to find it on that drive. There it is. 3 minutes, 29 seconds. People, get ready for Utah City's quiz. Thanks for being here on a very busy night here. What a song! What friends we have. What candy do we all agree the Twix bar is? We'll be back after one song set. Polly Blend.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. You hear him howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. He's the hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Well, I saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Werewolves of London. Draw blood. Werewolves of London.
People, we are back. And he is back with us.
Yes.
Our
Polly
royal.
Blend.
He's got the same colored shirt as his drapes.
The shirt matches the drape.
Where you cut? These are new blonde. I've never seen this. I've never seen this from you. What is this color behind you? I've never seen this.
My sister's in town to help me
Oh.
with the last 3 weeks of this
No!
project that I've been working on.
After hours, we're going to talk about that. Very interested in that. Very interested.
So I set up a bedroom in my office. We have moved the war room to the main chamber. So there's a little bit of a reorganization happening here.
I love it, Clay.
That's why I have a green on green thing happening.
I love it, Clay. We've never seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 5 feet from where I did the show for the first 2 years.
Oh, that's right, from the
jerky
fireplace.
background.
Yeah. Clay, real quick, we've all been discussing candies before we get to Utah City's quiz. Have you purchased, I know you're a busy man these days, have you purchased your candy for Halloween?
Negative.
Oh, me too, buddy. Now, we've been having a long, very arduous, a lot of friendships have been broken. What candy are you anticipating you buying tomorrow?
None. This is why you have a kid. They go trick-or-treating. They get free candy. You shut the house down.
Well, I thought you were going to say you take your kids' candy, give it out to the kids who come to your house. Like it's a recyclable.
What does this say about Clayton's dedication to District 4?
Also, let's say the green drapes, the green shirt. Maybe we should change the name to The Grinch Who Stole Halloween. I mean,
I mean, he wants to go trick-or-treating. He doesn't want to hang out at the house, so we go trick-or-treating. We shut the house down.
No, your kid wants to go trick.
We live on this hill. No one really comes up.
No, you're right. Your kid wants to go trick-or-treating.
Put a bowl on the porch. Fill it with candy bars. Some teenagers will steal it all.
I don't need you to explain. I don't need to explain myself. Also, I just watched a documentary on. I'm not a public official, and also, I just watched a documentary on chocolate. It was troubling.
Oh, you mean you watched the John Oliver?
I watched a 12-minute documentary about chocolate, and I know everything now.
You watched John Oliver's Last Week Tonight, who talked about chocolate.
Busted.
I watched this documentary about
I watched this other movie.
I watched a PBS documentary. It's called Chocolat, starring
I also
Johnny
watched
Depp.
Chocolat, and I know a lot about Chocolat now.
I watched this Johnny Depp documentary about chocolate called Chocolat.
You can at least reference the
and then I watched his sequel. I watched Johnny.
Terrible movie.
I watched Johnny Depp's sequel to Chocolat. It was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Very, very insightful documentary.
Did you guys talk about Halloween films? Because I watched Young Frankenstein yesterday.
I want to talk about it. By the way, if you would have showed up when the show started, you could get in this kind of information. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I watched it. It's naughtier and bluer than I remember.
I was almost gonna put
get a little blue.
Almost gonna put it on. Almost gonna put it on. You know what we need to put on because we are behind. We got to get to it, gentlemen. It is time. It is time to get to it, people. It's time for the probably the segment of all segments. Clay, I gave out some info. Start going through the Rolodex. Halloween themed city, Box Elder County. Don't say anything. Just think about it. Just think about it, people. Okay. It's time for the Cadillac of Polyester Blend. It's time for the one and only
Cadillac.
Here we go. We don't need to hide this segment in a costume because when it knocks on your door, you're gonna be so freaked out you want to get it right. You're gonna sober up. You're gonna be afraid. It's time for Utah City's Quiz. Is a game between Ryan and Clayton. Utah City's Quiz is a game of knowledge of the cities and towns, census designated areas. It's a great fucking game. Now, Clay, what I said earlier is that last year we did Salem, because I was like, Salem, witches, okay? So I say, get ready for .025. We'll have you guess in a second. We are, of course, doing a Halloweenish type town in Box Elder. This is a game between Ryan and Clayton. 1 point each for those who get the first. Each person gets a question asked first. They can get 1 full point. If they miss it, the other person can steal for 0.5. I will say tonight, there's a lot of different variations on how to get points. So get ready. It's between Ryan and Clayton. We must go to the Utah City's Quiz scene right now. Here it is. Poly Blend. You can see on the score screen right now. I might have this. I gotta double check. I gotta do an audit. It says 5250. It might be 5249. Either way, Ryan is nipping.
You're always squirrely with this stuff anyway.
Listen, buddy, I'm only trying to help you when it comes to tallying numbers in a couple weeks. I'm trying to keep you on your toes for when there's some mischief, okay? Because I have noticed personally in the U.S. government, there's been some very fraudulent elections.
Oh, Jesus. I got a letter from the Salt Lake County clerk that was like, you're welcome to come between the hours of 10 and 6 and inspect the vote counting machines. I was like, that sounds like the stupidest way to spend my time. Like, okay, it looks like they're counting the machines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ryan, Clay, I'll just say this. When someone says you're welcome to come out during these hours of the day, you go, don't worry, there's plenty. Every hour of the day is when I might come.
I want to back up a little bit because I think when Clayton heard the term vote counting machines, he thought these were machines that counted machines. That's out there. Like, they're counting. That's what you said.
Right, sorry.
You said that. You said they're
Like,
counting.
They're counting the vote counting machines.
Lumbering robots. Like, what?
This is our Rumba division. They count how many Rumbas there are in Salt Lake County. It looks about 45,000 Roombas in the Salt Lake County. Clay, I will go anywhere. I will come anywhere with you and count what we need to count. Okay, but count carefully here tonight.
I want to know what you're counting as a city in Box Elder County because I'm racking my brain. There's not a lot.
Clay. I say cities. It's Utah Cities quiz. Remember, it is cities, towns, and census designated areas.
There's not a lot of those either.
My friend, pay attention. So we, of course, have 5 questions plus a bonus. Last week, Ryan won. That means he gets to go first in guessing what the city is or town or census designated area in the wonderful county of Box Elder. But before we get to that, real quick, I must make it official because we did it earlier, but I am the one who makes it official. Producer Rob, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
You've been doing the dishes for some time here. Sometime tonight.
Yep.
Where are we at with them?
Oh, we're just coming up on the end here. It's just a few
Wait,
more
Joey
dishes
Ramone
and then
already
keep
asked
them
this.
drying.
Well, he did
Kevin
ask.
Rossdale
Wait a
already
minute.
asked this.
Wait a minute. But Rob, they're not just coming along. Are you saying they're
They're almost done.
It is a spooky night when Rob's almost done with the dishes. Very exciting stuff. Rob is, of course, here because he is a lifeline. So is Robert Gerke. Jeremy is here because he judges the quiz. Make sure there's no nefarious business that happens here. Ryan, you won last week. You get a guess first for a little bit of juice when it comes to the whole quiz. 0.025. Ryan, in Box Elder County, where Clayton is kicking her ass 3-1 right now. Ryan, what do you think we're doing battle here tonight in Box Elder County?
I'm going to say Brigham City.
Brigham City,
Ooh,
county seat.
That is kind of spooky.
Kind of spooky.
I mean, I only know that because of that Mormon-produced movie that I never saw called Brigham City, but it
Richard
looked like
Donner.
a thriller from the cover.
I love it. Thriller from the cover. Brigham City for Ryan Clay. You heard the ground rules of what we're doing here tonight. It's a spooky city in Box Elder County. What do you think it is?
I'm a little torn because I think there's 2 possibilities, and okay. There's Garland, Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz. Was that ever considered a Halloween movie? Anyway, this is how deep I'm going.
Before I say anything, Clay, before I say anything,
I did quote it when I put my witch hat on before you were here, Clay.
Fair point.
There's witches in that movie. But there's also Plymouth, which is also the site of some witch trials.
Where the gin was invented.
So I'm torn between the 2. It might be neither. So I'm going to go with Garland.
I apparently do not have the sound effect. I am blown away on the soundboard. I do not have the sound effect. Maybe I do.
Better get that sound effect ready.
But I am going to say, what What does this animal also make a sound effect of? Because apparently it doesn't have here. Let's do this. If the first one to guess what this is, I will give him 0.25. Never mind. You guys are never going to get it. Gentlemen, that was...
That's Clayton after he falls
What's
off.
wrong playing you?
That's a kid. That's Clayton to a kid who comes to his door tomorrow. That was a wolf snarl, a wolf snarl. So what do you think I'm doing here, guys? What do you think I'm doing here? Wolf snarl. What's another sound by a wolf?
Howl.
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 Oh, Jesus
Utah.
How you got to respect my game, though. I was in.
No,
I was in the
you
wheelhouse.
were you were going super creative, Clayton, for your super creativity. What you do and just showing up here tonight, minus 0.025. Way to go, my friend. Minus 0.025. I really appreciate it, gentlemen. We're starting off with Howl Utah in Box Elder County. As always, gentlemen, we must do a coin flip to find out who goes first in question number 5. Question number 5 here tonight for the wonderful community of Howl.
That's a good one.
So we will do this. I've got to... Okay. So, gentlemen, it is a coin flip. We all know that it's either the original fun heads or tails that we've been doing since the county quiz days, or is it going to be the new penny voiced by our own very Robert Gurkey.
The Gurkey adjacent voice.
The Gurkey adjacent voice. Ryan, you have command this week.
Clack to flap.
Clack to flap. What do you want?
It's so wrong that it's not close, but it is kind of close.
It's close-ish.
It's.
How many times has Gurkey heard that? It's close-ish. Here we go. Ryan, what do you want, my friend? What do you want?
I'm fan of new penny.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go heads.
For the ability to answer first on question number 5 for 1 full point there. He's going new penny, Robert Gurkey penny, heads.
Achievement unlocked. Baby steps.
Whoa, Ryan. Rarely are you the winner of that, but you are here tonight. You
wow, like in his victory, you must like kind of be a dick about
Have
it.
you watched this show before? Tails, Ryan, you are absolutely
Ryan,
on
I support
fire.
you, man. I'm always looking out for
Oh,
you.
Look at
thanks,
this.
Clay Dog.
Look at this. Look at this. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's not going to help in any way for the rest of the night. Yeah, this little camaraderie you got going on here. It must be Ouvra time. As always, we are worried about our good friend Gurkey knowing how to say the town we are working on, so we don't even ask him. We just show him something to help him out.
Howl, Utah. Howl, Utah.
Oh man.
A great place to visit. Howl, Utah.
A Howl rack, Utah. Like it. You know what I mean? Embroidered howl.
Oh,
Embroidered
towel rack?
howls. Yeah, there we go. This is a great video celebrating Howl from the Standard Examiner 14 years ago. 89 views, kicking her ass. Just a quick. This was on the centennial of Howl.
Does what they have to do.
This is their little council. They don't have any full-time
The community,
employees,
we
Clay.
involve everybody and
This is the mayor of Howl in 2009.
Hell yeah.
Badass mustache. Man working for the government. Love it. Doing his time. This is a guy who was on one of the original ranches.
to cook for the ranch.
And he met this woman. She worked for the ranch. Howl is very small, my friend. It's very small. In 1909-ish is when they had their original, that's when they became a city.
Man, we are going to get to know this community.
Centennial. The next one is this. It's not quite, it is, they say Tremont, but it's very close. The Rocket Garden, because we are going to have some ATK / Fockle questions here.
I always equate Corinne with Thuckle.
You're right. No, you are absolutely right. This garden would be, but it is between Corinne and Howl. And let me just say, buddy, I need to get questions. I will say, you make a good point, but I'm going to do this really quickly and show you the reason I went with a lot of rocket questions. The company that originally was known as Fockle, is that they, if we zoom, well, let me go over here.
Still want to take that walk to Fremont Island one day.
Oh, dude, you and I Come on, we gotta. We
Ooh,
should.
so
We
sick.
should.
We gotta do that.
We gotta do that. The reason.
Polyester blend takes Fremont.
Oh my god! And it's gonna be a state park soon enough. There is an airport, the original Thiokol Airport,
Oh, wow.
which is closer to Hal. That's why I decided to do a lot of these questions. The last one is this, Clay. The roads between Howell, Utah, Linwood, Washington, from Grandma Kelly, Clean Life, Clean Living, 62 views, kicking our ass 8 months ago, 2 hours long of the drive between Howell, Utah, and Linwood, Washington. What's funny about this, Clay, the drive is actually 11 hours. So this is an edited version, I hate to say, Clay. You're not getting the full Howell, Utah.
Don't like that they're using a Flying J and not a Maverick.
But Clay, very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Another great point is...
0.02 for that?
No. But if you look up in the comments, Clay, you will notice that Grandma Kelly has a Cash App store. And then if you look up this...
Yeah, just Cash App, Grandma
you can
Kelly,
pick
for
up
sure.
a Grandma Kelly sweatshirt for X amount of dollars. Grandma Kelly's Clean Life, Clean Living for $40. Pick up a Grandma Kelly. If you love that video, Clay, why not sport it around town?
Way to go. We got the merch game going. That's
got
cool.
the merch game going. Clay, Ryan, it's time to go battle in this question. You got lifelines. The first question is going to be for Ryan. It's about how Ryan, my good friend, are you ready? You ready, bud? You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Do you get Howl? Do you get Howl? Do you get why I did that? You get Howl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good.
I like
Ryan.
Sport.
God bless. Ryan, I brought up Thiokol. Thiokol, Ryan. Thiokol, Ryan, is the company that was...
Thiokol Ryan, that's what they call him.
Well, Ryan, what do you know about... I'm curious, Ryan. What do you know about Thiokol? Does that ring a bell at all?
No,
Does that
nothing.
Ring... Okay.
No, nothing.
So
Did you know that they were responsible for the faulty O-rings that blew up the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986?
Clay,
Ooh.
you should get points for that, but I knew that it would be too obvious, so I didn't even ask a question about that. But you're right on, Clay. This is the company that had the O-rings that eventually failed. I highly recommend the Challenger documentary. I don't like a lot of documentaries on Netflix, but that one is really fucking good. Has a lot of Utah
It's right
stuff.
up there with that documentary. It's all about chocolate.
Chocolat with Chocolat. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Clay, because
put me on a chocolate
Clay,
shuttle. You know what I'm saying?
Clay, because of that reference, 0.025. 0.025.
Thank you.
Clay.
God, I've been trying to get that point.
You got that 0.025. Ryan Thiokol is a company that in the 50s it was the 50s. I did some research. There's some great information on this, great articles. But basically, the U.S. government, they needed to find a place where they could blow up a bunch of shit because they were going to get a missile contract, Ryan, from the U.S. government.
Yeah.
They looked around, thought about Dog Valley. They thought about Point of the Mountain, Clay, for a minute. Then they settled on wonderful...
Blast some prisoners.
Exactly.
Cool.
Well, pre-prison. This is 1950s,
oh, yeah,
right?
Okay, that would have been right before. That was Sugar House Prison.
Nothing was out there. So, Ryan, they decide on this area north of Promontory Point, north of the Great Salt Lake, Howell, the area, and it brings in, Clay, I couldn't believe this. At its heyday, $3 million a month. $3 million a month because of this contract, the Hercules contract, a couple other missile contracts out there. But Thiokol, Ryan, I don't know if you know this, are essential in not one, but they're a chemical company at their base, Ryan. But they start working on how to deal with stage 1, stage 3 of the Minuteman missile. Ryan, do you know what the Minuteman missile is? This is Minuteman Missile 2.
No. Looks like a solid missile, though.
That's right, my friend. It is an what is it?
Looks like a rock hard missile.
What we know, the Minuteman 3.
Throbbing missile.
It's a throbbing missile. Minuteman 3 would what we all know as the nuclear missiles that the U.S. had that lived in silos. Okay, Ryan. So the Minuteman 3 is what lives in silos. They at their heyday had 1,000. Ryan. So my question for you, Ryan, is that the
Minuteman is also what we call Ryan in. We're just like we're doing a blue humor.
Oh, I see. I'm a Minuteman.
In bed? The Minuteman.
He's a Minuteman in bed. Clay? 0.025. You're up to 0.050. Okay, Clay? So, Ryan, if you can last as long as I ask you this question, I know you're a Minuteman.
Already came.
Ryan, my question is this. I brought it up. So Thiokol in Utah works on something that can destroy the planet. The Minuteman 3, they work on segment 1, segment 3. That's all about how they go. Ryan, there is a nuclear treaty at its peak. There were 1,000 Minuteman 3 based on one part, not only, but Thiokol's technology. Ryan, where are we at today? I think it was 2021 is where I grabbed this from. Ryan, where are we at today with the silos? Like, think about a silo, giant nuclear missile that can destroy the planet. It's a response. It'll just destroy the planet. Ryan, there was 1,000. Where are we at today with our Minuteman 3? I give you 4 options. You tell me how many you think are left. Ryan, is it A, 0? Is it B, 200? Is it C, 400? Or is it D, 600 out of its peak, 1,000? Ryan, you have lifelines. Minuteman 3.
Gurky.
Oh,
Gurky, what do you think?
We're talking about, because the silos are all still there, so we're talking about how many
The
missiles.
active missiles.
In silos in Utah.
Not in Utah. The entire
Active Minuteman
US,
3 silos.
U.S. artillery, the U.S. stockpile of active Minuteman 3 started in 1970. The ones that live in silos that Thiokol helped build, out of those ones, the ones in silos that are left out of 1,000.
Got to get your START treaty knowledge fired up, buddy.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be a ton of help because my first instinct was about 250 and that was 200 there.
Lifelines could ask lifelines.
But I also feel like
Unbelievable.
Minutemans are a little bit newer.
1970.
So there might be more of them around. I don't know. 200 or 400 sounds right, but I would probably go 200.
Let's do it. Let's do 200.
Ryan listens to his lifeline this week. Listens to him. He's worried. I didn't get the sound effect, but I was trying to find it. Unfortunately, he got Gurky. 200 is not correct.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
200 is not correct. Clay, you've got lifelines. You've heard what they talked about for 4.5. What do you think it is, my friend?
I'm gonna go with the Dish Man.
Oh!
Dish Man, hit me up.
Producer up.
I mean, can I just tell you where I'm tempted to go here, or do you want to start with you?
Yeah, you start.
Well, it's 1970. There's been like several like anti-nuclear weapon proliferation treaties since then. And if the Minuteman technology has been around since 70, I'm just wondering if they've been supplanted by something else and there's 0.
Yeah, I don't think we clean up our messes that well.
Good point. I think we're still trying to launch them with floppy disks.
I learned that in a documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, John Oliver.
Yeah. Okay, but also I'll take your advice here. Clean slate. 200?
200 it was already guessed. 200 it was already guessed.
Oh, 400, 600?
It's not 200. I think 400 sounds great.
We'll go 400, please.
For 0.5, you heard them talk
I'm listening
about
to
it.
my lifelines this week.
Just wonder, just sleep it. Our entire lives, gentlemen, our entire lives. In fact, when we were younger, much younger, there were way more. But just know every night when we go to bed, a little bit of horror, spooky knowledge, there are 400. Minuteman 3 that can destroy the planet how many times over, Clay? You are at 0.550, Ryan.
Listen to my boy.
You are at 0. Clay, you're up next. You ready, Clay? You ready, Clay?
Yeah, buddy.
You ready? Guess what? I told you earlier, Thiokol, which really made a big difference in the area. There's a great couple articles, one from the Utah History Digest or whatever it's called, Quarterly, that I read earlier. Really interesting article. Highly recommend everyone check it out. But Clay, I couldn't believe this. Thiokol is a New Jersey company, but it's a chemical. It's a chemical industry, okay, Clay? But what I was interested to find out is that before it moved to Utah, but how it made its money, how it got on the radar of the U.S. government, I'm going to show you 4 options. You tell me. Now, it's a thing, but like it's a chemical company. So Clay, which of the following is what it made its money off of? that eventually led to it becoming, you know, a government contractor, all
Okay.
that stuff. So I'm going to give you 4 options, Clay. What did thiokol out of New Jersey make? Okay, this is in the 1920s. Okay, Clay, did it make liquid Drano? Did it B, make snowcats? Did it C, make preservative for canned meats? Or did it D, make colored TVs? What did thiokol make that made its money that eventually led to getting a contract from the U.S. government in Utah? You have 4 options. Lifelines are available.
So funny story. I read a book. The name escapes me right now, but a simple Google
Johnny
search will
Depp.
tell
It
me.
He read a
it
book
was
and
struck out by Johnny Depp.
I was going to say he read a book and he was done with it in seconds in many ways.
It was the it was the screen wait, it was the adapted book play. Not a screenplay, book play. No, it was a book about this guy that was texting through Sardine Canyon and he killed 4 scientists from thiokol.
What?
And it was a deep dive on thiokol, but also this interesting new technology called texting. In the early 2000s, this kid that worked on a farm in Tremonton was texting and killed 4 scientists from thiokol. And they did a deep dive on the background of thiokol, how thiokol ended up in Utah. And I read this book, and I am completely fucking blanking on this answer. Even though I know it was in this book.
Wait. What was the book called? Wait, I'm so.
A simple Google search will tell
I'm
us the name
so
of the book.
No, don't search it up. But very.
No, I'm not looking at it right now. I'm just telling-
Amazing.
hands up.
Clay,
No Google
amazing. What an interesting deep dive that you're circling the answer, but anyway, you
I
got
know what I'm saying.
lifelines.
Like I do not fucking remember. So Gurky, do you remember? Did you read the book?
I have not read the book.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It was kind of like a popular book like 15 years ago. Because it was about texting and driving and the science behind it and distraction and all this stuff. Anyway.
So all I can think of is their name used to be Morton Thiokol.
By the way, I was going to ask that question, Gurky. 20 points for Gurky because they did merge with Morton Salt in the 1980s.
So that leads me to believe that
It's preservative.
it's a preservative for canned meats.
Okay, I'm in. It takes salt to
I
preserve
didn't even-
meats. Everybody knows it.
This is why you call on your lifeline because that is the God honest truth. They merge with Morton Salt. They are it's ATK, which we saw the
Hey,
rocket.
when it rains, it pours, and Scrivener is pouring. Give me that.
I cannot believe this. Like you
I
didn't even
didn't get
know.
Gurky.
You didn't even know Gurky would know that. You didn't even know that.
I had a pretty good idea.
And Gurky, what is it like to finally know something? You know what I mean? What?
It's right.
I said, what is it like to know something?
He better. This is because this is the longest run up to the bump bump ba-dum. If it's wrong,
I just asked Gurky. He said they merged with Morton. He's right. What is it like to know something, Gurky?
It happens once in a blue moon.
Well, not today, dude.
I felt that coming. Oh man.
He's right. They did merge with Morton Salt.
Oh.
Ryan Bradford for 0.5. For 0.5, you heard what they talked about. Preservative for canned meats off the table. You have lifelines.
Rob, producer Rob.
Producer Rob.
If it's not
Yeah.
preservative, what do you think it is?
I think it's the dark horse in this list for me. It's Snowcat. I don't know what the
Snowcat.
fuck that is.
I know. I was. Can we have some clarification on what Snowcat is?
Jeremy, what would you
It's
describe?
it's a giant. It's like what you see in what's it called? The Shining.
Yep.
The-
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
vehicle.
say if you're trying to get to the hotel in The Shining, you take a snowcat. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what that was, but weird. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think Drano or colored TVs fit the bill for me.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Snowcat.
Okay. Clay, when you brought up that story earlier, what did you say about the texting and stuff?
I was talking about the story.
Yeah, well, explain it one more time. It was
You said he said he couldn't remember what the kid was driving.
couldn't remember what the kid was driving.
What was he driving?
I thought he was gonna get it. Snowcat. Oh, I thought Clay was gonna get it. I thought thought he was gonna get it. Snowcat. They made the so to clarify, they're a chemical company and they figured out how to make rubber that didn't freeze as much, and that helped lead to a snowcat that wouldn't.
No, I think I've seen Thoicol like snow equipment.
It's no longer a company, but it's ATK. But you would have seen because they were the leaders of snowcat machines. Way to go, Ryan! You have made it, and you're not tied because it's 0.550 to 0.5. Ryan, this question's for you though. Ryan, I have to ask you this. So, Ryan, I don't know if you know this, but Howell is very close to the Golden Spike. The Golden Spike, Ryan, is what? Golden Spike is what?
The railroad.
That's right.
The name of the book, by the way, the name of the book is A Deadly Wandering.
All right, now put your phone down.
By Matt Ritchell.
Now put your phone down. So here's.
I was just telling you about the book. You wanted to know the book. It's called A Deadly Wandering.
I do actually want to know about that book afterwards. Ryan, so you know, I do really want to know that. Ryan, so you said the railroad. What was the railroad? What kind of railroad? What was the deal?
Transcontinental.
Now my friend, what is the story of do you know basically what it's all about, Ryan? Could you really quickly?
Same as Clifford, right? The movie.
It's all about the movie Clifford. Ryan,
benevolent men.
What does it mean, transcontinental? It means that there is one railroad from one side of the continent and the other side of the railroad is another side. This question, Ryan, has to do with the guy who bought up all the property in what is now Howell. After his western side, he was in charge of the western side of the Transcontinental Railroad. He was the owner of, what was it called? The Central, at the time, Ryan, it was known as the Central Pacific Railroad. So this is the owner of the dude who's like, we're making our way east. And he meets up Transcontinental Railroad, but he gets to Promontory Point. And then at that point, he decides to buy up all the land around the Transcontinental Railroad, which is now known as Howell. And he eventually turns it into the Promontory Land Company, all this stuff. But Ryan, I couldn't help. I was looking at this dude's name and was like, that's a singer from the 60s, 70s name. I can't get over this. I'm blown away. So Ryan, my question for you, this dude right here, we can clearly tell white dude.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to ask you, his name is Charles Blank, Ryan. And it is the last name of a singer. Songwriter, whatever.
Man, you really did go for it.
Ryan, I'm asking you, what is the last name of Charles Blank, the head of the Central Pacific Railroad, which was in charge of the westernmost front of the Transcontinental Railroad that eventually led to just Promontory Point and Howell. So Ryan, I'm going to give you 4 options from 1960s, 70s singer, songwriter, mostly singers, just whatever. Last names. Charles Blank. Who do you think it really is? Ryan, 4 options. Here we go. Is it Ryan A, Crocker? Is it B, Fogarty? Is it C, Morrison? Or is it D, Joplin? Ryan, is it Charles Blank? You have lifelines. Who is the last name of the dude who's in charge of the Central Pacific?
Did you mean Cocker?
It is Joe Cocker. That's correct there.
Oh, Crocker?
Can I go A? Can I say A? Before any other mishaps
maybe Clayton
happen?
should have kept his mouth shut there.
Final answer?
Final answer.
What is the final answer?
Joe.
Oh,
Hubris.
Judge, can I get a ruling? Because it's not Crocker. It's Cocker.
It sounds like the answer is Crocker. Schlegel just didn't realize that.
Wait, what is the
singer's
answer?
name
What is the answer? This will be very
Cocker.
important.
So the premise of the question,
The whole premise is thrown off.
but the
Should have
answer
been like,
was
you should have
correct.
been like, this sounds like
It
some
actually made it solvable, and you should have kept quiet and let see if Bradford noticed.
Sorry, my smart assness does me
So-
wrong again. You should have been like,
Because the man's
sounded
name
like
was
this sounded like
the
a
man's
bake-
name was Charles Crocker. It's
Okay.
possible there was a singer in the 60s with the last name of Crocker.
Let's just
other than
be
Joe
let's all be
Cocker.
let's
and
be
we
up.
just like he was very obscure. We
Let's
don't know
be
about
up
him, but
front
maybe
with
he
what happened.
recorded-
Let's be up front with what happened. Maybe I will give 0.50 to anyone who can guess the last question I came up with every week. And just know that I was desperate. I was trying to find something. I actually had a better secondary question I should have gone with. So
Pretty amazing. That's a great question.
Can we see Charles Crocker again? Can we just see the picture?
You mean Charles Cocker?
Absolutely. Let me show you Charles Crocker. Here we go. Real quick. Just want to, like Kirky said, he'd like to see Charles Crocker. As always, with my friends, I like to show them.
Love lift us up where we belong.
There it is.
There you go.
Look at that guy's rack. Let's be honest.
Oh, wow. He's very busty. It's
Let's
busty.
just say Clay.
Got puffed out chest like a robin.
Let's just let's just say after that, I just am so happy that I always need a little help from my friends. Let me just say this real quickly. Ryan, way to go. Clay, this question for you. Don't worry, you get actual.
Well, I'm fantasizing if you got the name right, you would have been like, this just sounds like someone who's doing baking goods. Is it Crocker? You know, Sarah, was his last name
Jemima, Lee?
Mima Lee.
1 a.m. last night. I'm so happy I've done
This
all the
guy's
research.
named Charles Jemima.
I'm so
That would
happy.
have been a great question.
By the way, the last name was not Mima. Okay, it's Jemima. All right. Anyway,
No, I said Jemima.
Everyone's canceled.
also we're
Really quick.
Let's not go down the server.
Really quick, Clay. Really quick, Clay. This is a question I feel is designed for you, and in fact, I
finally.
was so excited about it that you have two options.
You were a minute man. You got so excited.
I have two different. You have two different opportunities to make points out of this. Make money,
that's
make
awesome.
points. So Clay, you have an opportunity to make 2 full points off of the multiple choice I'll give you, and you have an opportunity for 3 points off of a dead-on question I'm going to ask you. Okay.
Yeah. That
Clay.
sounds far too confusing.
So there's going to be multiple points, A, B, C, or D.
Yep.
And then there's going to be a dead on, meaning you have to give a number for dead on. And that's worth 3 points. Ryan, if Clay gets either one of those wrong, the first one, Ryan can get 1 point instead of 2 points, and then 1.5 instead of 3 points. But Clay, again, you're about to get a lot of point opportunities handed to you because I felt like this is a question you would like to answer. Clay, are you familiar with this guy? Clay, are you familiar with this guy in front of you right now? Do you know this guy?
It's Orson Ferguson Whitney.
No. But
Oh.
Clay,
I
way
was
to
trying
go
cheat.
for,
I'm sorry.
for trying to
was
cheat.
like-
I appreciate
I saw
that.
some names down there at the beginning, but it's somebody who probably wrote a book.
Clay,
Okay.
this is a dude who was at one point
That's Mr. Howell.
I don't even know where you're looking at this point. Oh, yes, Clay. Well, this isn't how inside information. Clay, Howl and this guy. Already start to think about that. Howl and this guy were once a title held in the state of Utah known as the Representative at Large for the state of Utah.
Oh, and is it territory or what?
So when it became a state, that finally meant we got a seat in the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C.
Well,
But because we didn't have enough people, it was Utah at large. An office.
So it's a state of representatives that represent the whole state.
Because we'd only had a population enough for a member called at large. So we were created as a state in 1896. We had an office until it was dissolved at a certain point.
I heard that future Governor Phil Lyman
well, we'll
is
get
going to
we were to
advocate
have
for
someone-
an at-large seat,
I want it.
and I'm on board.
By the way, we
'Cause
would have had
I am-
the first time we've ever had point of order, Clay, and I'd like to talk about later. But real quick, Clay, Hal was a member. He was a member of this exclusive group. It doesn't exist anymore. At-large representative from the state of Utah. Hal, he had holdings. He bought property from Crocker, who I famously mistaken earlier for Joe Cocker. But Clay, my question for you, Hal named after this guy who was a part of this. My question for this is twofold. Clay, you're going to have to answer one and you're going to have to give me a number for one. Okay. My question number one is, and then you can decide, Clay, multiple choice for 2 points. Clay, what year was the Utah House of Representatives at large office dissolved? We know it started in 1896. I ask you what year it was dissolved. Then tell me how many people, not how many times of office, how many people held this now defunct office of House of Representative at large. You can only gain points. You're not going to lose points, but 2 points for the correct year it was dissolved. 3 points for how many people held that office.
Am I getting options or a shot in the dark?
The year it was dissolved was either A, 1905, 1913, 1921, 1929. Guess that and then tell me how many people, not terms, how many people total held that office. You can get 3 points if you guess that dead on. You have lifelines.
Oh, it's a great question. And it's like right in my wheelhouse.
I know,
right.
dog. That's why I wanted to make
this. Thank you so much. Everything tells me to ask Gerke this question, but also everything tells me not to ask Gerke this question. So I'm gonna go to Dishman.
Just turning your back on a guy who lived in DC, who knows this stuff. You go for a guy.
Well, the last time I picked Gerke, he got it wrong, and you didn't even give me he turned off his video. You didn't even like say he got Gerked. You just like,
wait, what happened to that guy earlier on?
Like he got it wrong. Oh yeah, there you go. All right. What are you thinking here, bud?
I'm not. I gotta call a lifeline. Gerke.
A lifeline calls a lifeline.
Let's see if he. Oh wow, he might have just like gone to the bathroom or something. Gerke.
Little help. Okay.
Let's talk this out for a second. So like,
Yeah, let's talk it out.
Transcontinental Railroad's been there for 30 years. More migration continues. Things are starting to happen. Like, I don't know how much it takes a certain percentage of the United States population to no longer have an at-large. I think there's still. Is it Montana that only has one?
Oh, really?
Like
Wyoming. That's got to be Wyoming.
Wyoming has one. Anyway, you know we've got 4 now. You know, the standard for a small Western state is 2. I would say it's probably happened pretty fast, but I just don't know what fast means. Like 05 seems really fast. I mean, Utah blew up pretty quick, pretty fast.
Clay, there's 6 current at-large House of Representatives.
There we go. Oh yeah, see, so there's still a lot.
You're asking me?
Well, you lifeline called lifeline.
Rob asked you for
I'm
lifeline.
asking. Help me. Help
So
Clay.
we're talking about U.S. House of Representatives, right?
So, real quick, is the question is Hal was named after the House of Representatives at large, a member. This guy named Hal. He is one of a select crew that did that. What year did that at large office dissolve? And how many, just people, not terms, how many people served in that office?
And you're saying there's 6 current at-large House of Representative seats. So there's 6 states that only have one U.S. House of Representatives.
Let me double check.
No, so what it is like the at-large seats are Nebraska has one.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right. So you see that in the presidential
elections.
elections.
But they have 2 representatives, and that's what would have happened here. Is they would have had 2 representatives.
Oh, I see.
One of them would have been serving at large. I would have thought that maybe we've both been serving at large.
Gurky, what I looked at, it was at large, meaning it was just, well, you have to have two. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everybody gets two.
Okay, so then, yeah, it must have just.
No, everybody gets 2 senators and 1 representative.
So I think at this time, Gurky, it was just one fucking dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Alaska. What are the others? Anyway, doesn't matter.
There are states that still only have one person in the U.S. House of Representatives.
So yes. So my thinking on this is that they redistrict after the census, which would have been in 1920, and so the seat we would have got our second representative in 1921, at which point the at-large seat would have gone away in 1921.
And then how many people held it? That would have been 1896 to 20, and you got to think, but that's every 2 years.
And just so you guys know, I quickly looked it up. I'm asking for the time in which there was only one representative. It was one person. That's what I'm asking.
I kind of feel like it's either 1 or 2.
And what do you mean?
So what year do you think it was dissolved? And
you mean like the person just stayed on?
Yeah, I think he just probably stayed on, but
people don't live that long. That was like 30. That's like 25 years, dude.
Yeah.
2-year terms.
Yeah. But it was a different time. It was just once you're in, you're in.
Spoils system, if you will.
Yeah. It could be as many as 3.
Yeah, let's do C3. C3.
Okay, so you're saying C 1921, 3 people held that office before it got dissolved.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Only because it's
ready to get gurkied.
Well, it's probably might be a mini gurky.
Well, that's a good point. Let's see what the first one is. Is it a mini gurky? Is it a mini gurky? You said 3 people held this office.
Well, to Gurky's credit, he didn't really advocate for the 3. I went on my own.
Okay, so then half Gurky, but
I just thought of something. Never mind.
Okay, but Ryan, listen to what Gurky just said. You have lifelines. Ryan, you can get.
I'm glad you thought of something now.
Ryan,
Robert.
you can
Thank
get
so
1 point for guessing the right year, 1.5 for how many people held that office. C is off the table. 3 people is off the table. Ryan, go. Ryan, also, do you have any concept of what's going on right now?
No, not at all. I'm gonna say I'm just shooting in the dark.
So you're raw dogging this? Well, kind
I'm
of.
raw dogging it, baby.
All aboard!
I'm gonna say.
Can I get an amen?
I'm gonna say B and 2.
So you're saying B, 1913.
Yeah.
And then you're saying 2 people held this office.
Yep.
Well, the correct answer is, in fact, what year did the office dissolve? Ryan, you said 1913. Oh, sorry, 1913. So you got 1 full point, Ryan. You said 2 people. I'm going to tell you this, Ryan. William H. King held the office for 2 terms. The photo I showed initially is from Clarence Amir Allen. There was also George Sutherland, and then finally Joseph Howell. 5 people, 5 different people held the office. The Democrat held it for 2 terms. So there was 1, 2, 3, 5 total terms, but Democrat held for 2. So Clay, 5 terms, 4 different people. Isn't that kind of fucking interesting? Isn't that kind of fucking interesting?
So what I did wrong was they did the census in 1910, redistricted in 1911. The election was 1912. The seat went away in 1913.
That's what you thought of after you gave me the wrong answer.
Yes. Yeah, exactly right.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to go ahead and say what Clayton's not saying. Gurky, why don't you go ahead and eat shit? All right, here's the deal.
Hey, Clayton, did you get Gurkied?
Yeah, you got Gurkied
Definitely.
twice. Double Gurky.
Definitely got Gurkied. Ryan, you wonderfully got the coin flip. That means you get a chance, and this is right up your wheelhouse.
God, I feel like you keep twisting the knife on me.
I will just say, Ryan, do you know what the... Oh, actually, I don't know when the... Ryan, do you know what this is?
Wow. Burning Man.
Yes.
Do you know what
Frankenstein?
Ah.
Frankenstein.
But
Frankenstein.
Universal.
Ryan, this is the movie House of Frankenstein, Ryan. House of Frankenstein, one of the Universal monster movies. Ryan, of course, I'm asking
Can't wait
about,
for the Howl tie-in here.
I'm asking about Howls. The Wolfman makes Howls, Ryan. The Wolfman makes Howls. Lon Chaney Jr. wasn't originally named that. His father was named Lon Chaney, famous actor. His son was not as famous. Once his dad died, he changed his name to Lon Chaney Jr. He is, of course, what you would know, Ryan, as the famous Wolfman. He portrayed the Wolfman in the Universal movies. My question for you, Ryan, this is your toss-up. My question for you, Ryan.
Oh, you're giving him a 50-50?
I'm giving him a multiple choice. But, Ryan, I will also... we'll skip that. Ryan, how many movies did Lon Chaney Jr., the original Wolfman, the classic Universal Wolfman, how many movies did Lon Chaney Jr. portray? Like the original run.
How many Wolfmen?
How many times did he actually appear as the Wolfman? Ryan, you're a movie buff. You're a scary movie buff guy. Ryan, how many? Was it 5, 10, 15, 20? Ryan, the Wolfman of the... No, I'm just saying, Ryan. How
Werewolf. It's a werewolf. Werewolf.
Ryan, the Wolfman, the Wolfman.
But what was the Lon Chaney Jr. tie-in?
He is the guy who portrayed Wolfman, the original Universal Wolfman, werewolf, he is the guy, the one you see the classic image of.
And that was shot in our city that I already forgot. Howl.
The Wolfman Howls.
Because Howl.
Wolfman
Howl.
Okay, it's literally just desperate Howl.
It's just a monster movie.
Remember, I tried thinking about what is the last name of a popular singer in the 70s. That's how desperate I was. So, Ryan, it's also Halloween.
Gotcha. Just checking, making sure I didn't miss part of the question.
Ryan, how many movies did Lon Chaney Jr., the original Wolfman, portray Wolfman? Was it 5, 10, or 15, 20? You have lifelines.
I have no idea. I didn't know I would have guessed 5, but the fact that you have so many other options. I'm going to go B. I'm just going to say 10.
10. No lifelines.
No lifelines.
Raw dog in this.
Raw dog in it.
You love horror movies.
Yeah.
You have a Shudder account.
I do.
When I saw you last, you were at a horror themed weekend.
I don't there's so many different movies in the Universal, the 30s, 40s world that...
What was the first book you wrote?
Imagine in 40 years, that'd be how many times did Robert Downey Jr. play Iron Man? I don't fucking know.
Well, did you write a book called Marvel Business, or did Ryan write a book called Horror Business?
Horrible business. Well, it did horrible business if you look at the numbers.
Ryan 0.05, by the way.
Oh, we're still on this question, huh?
What do you think it is, Ryan? Do you think it's B?
I'm gonna say B. Yeah.
Sorry. What a nightmare. What a nightmare.
Oh.
Schlegel did his best to talk him out of it.
0 for Ryan. It is not B. It is not.
Oh, well, is there any way I can go with scary proposition? Spooky, if you will. Lifeline, Jeremy Matthews?
Nope, he's a judge. You could try Ryan
But
Bradford.
he doesn't know.
Nope, judge is judge. You can lifeline Gurky, Rob, or you could lifeline Ryan, and he could do whatever he wants to with that.
Well, maybe it's a concept so scary it might work.
Whoa.
Bradford, what do you got here?
Ah!
I
Well, we've entered a vortex.
I just played it.
Okay. Can I, as a lifeline, recommend a question, an answer that I've already answered?
Oh, come on. Okay, never mind.
No,
Gurky.
you can do whatever you want.
B. Do B.
Gurky! What'd you say? Did you say Gurky?
Thought we're friends, man. Thought this is a collab. All right.
Oh,
No, I don't know. I gotta think it's either 5 or 20, and they were.
I know.
They were making a ton of movies at that
I
point.
know they used to crank those things out. Let's go 20.
I really can't think of that many Wolfman movies.
I know, but like we weren't there, you know, and they cost 5 cents.
By the way, Gurky, be careful. Clayton said, let's just crank it out. He's
It
always
did
going to
not
assume
say
cranking
Wolfman
it out.
movies. He said appeared as
appearances
the
of
Wolfman.
Wolfman. So it could be more. Some cameos,
Right, so like he could like make an appearance in a Three Stooges movie,
right? Or yeah, like a what an Altoids commercial or something.
I don't think that would count.
Wolfman, you've got it.
That-
Altoids.
I would not count that as a movie.
He's
if
a
it was an
judge.
advertisement.
Jeremy's a judge. He does
Okay.
not give feedback. Let's be clear.
I'm telling you what I would count if I have to arbitrate this question later.
I
This
don't want to
guy.
get Gurkied for a 4th time, but I will get Gurkied. Gurky, I will take your suggestion. What is it?
So you said
If you felt good about C, then I think that seems.
Let's
15.
go 15. 15 movies. They cranked them out.
Clayton knows everything about cranking stuff out. We know this. Does Gurky know a thing about cranking it out?
Jesus Christ, man.
I have had a horrible night as a lifeline.
I will just say real quickly, you guys were on the right track. Five. It was only 5. It was a question about how we know the Wolfman Universal as being one image. Only 5. The last one was Abbott and Costello. The image
There
that
you
we
go.
used for the opening
Blend.
of Polyester Blend, that's from Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. The
Meets
last
Frankenstein, and there was also a Frankenstein meets
Wow.
the Wolfman.
Yeah,
Wow, Bradford in that image gets
A
the
little warped.
treatment.
I wanted the dumbest photo.
Looks like AI. Do Bradford, but like.
But look at us being
Make him
held
look
up.
like Quentin Tarantino.
But
Okay,
like,
so
he
the
got
scene
punched-
is classic Frankenstein scene.
Janine was like,
Polly
who's the
Blend.
guy in the middle? Is that supposed to be
Steph
Bradford?
said
looks
the
like-
same thing. Everyone
Sorry.
said the same thing. Everyone said the
Yeah,
same
but it looks like it's like Bradford punched in the face from the right
Guys,
too many times.
I didn't have a lot of. I was just trying to make something fun.
You know what? I'm gonna give that a card. Photoshop.
No,
flip
wait,
a
we're
card.
not there yet. We're not there yet. Gentlemen, the last question has to deal with this. Last
So
question
we're
has
gonna
to
write
deal
it
with
down
this.
and do I have a shot?
Yeah. Well, because the last question is worth 1,500 points. So it is 0.5.
Anybody's game here.
0.550 to 2.50. Anyone's game here. Anyone's game. The last question is about this.
Please don't make another Wolfman question.
Gentlemen, this video was put out 7 years ago from Caldwell Banker Tugwa. Real? I don't know what. Howell, Utah, 17465 West. That they must be going off of the Ogden Temple.
That
I
is
think,
a
Clay.
giant
Huge
address. Oh.
Huge address. Huge address. But Clay, Ryan, pay attention. This video came out 7 years ago, 32 views.
Neat home
Here we go.
is 1,064 square feet. Features 3
Oh, yeah,
bedrooms
buddy.
with
Yeah.
2 bathrooms. For more
Zillow
information or to
talk.
schedule a showing, contact 435-279-6068.
Did someone have actually write important on the wall there? Can we go back?
Hold on.
That's
Just watch.
amazing.
Just let it wash over. Let it wash over. Okay.
The staging here is fucking right.
But
Oh,
they're
nice.
like a half
Featured
or
with
I guess there
2
could be questions
bathrooms.
about
For
what
more
we've seen, so I won't.
Well, you
Oh.
can ask questions. I'm just. Where was the?
I'm just amused that they did not like they could have just let's clean
By
this
the way-
shit off before we take this picture. and they chose not to.
I just
And
roll
a
it- roll
half
it-
roll of toilet paper above the bed.
Yeah.
And I
He's
just want to
only
point
using
out
it
this
as a
was
Kleenex.
9/11
Ooh.
2015. This
Never
was
forget.
9/11. Never forget. My question for you guys is that this is not on the market. Just going to be upfront. It's not on the market. But this video came out, like I said, 7 years ago. 32 views, no comments. I looked up today's Zillow estimate of what this house. You
Oh,
watched the whole
yes.
video. This is Price is Right. I need to know the cost, like how much you think this house in Howell from 7 years ago, not on the market. It's not on the market. Look at the safe right next to the bed.
Hell yeah, dude, with the half roll of toilet paper and the
Gentlemen, I
blackout
need
curtains.
Price is Right. How much is this house today? As of today, what is the Zillow estimate cost of that house? You have no lifelines. You have to write it down. This is worth all the marbles. All the marbles.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
Does the land come with the home?
Yeah, and what can we get? Can we get the
It
acre?
looks like it might be.
Square footage.
It's 1,064 square feet.
All right. Let
But
me.
it looked like it might have been a
Great
mobile-
question.
No, it's a double,
Great
it's, no, it is a double wide trailer.
The first time Gurky has good questions tonight, by the way.
I know.
I mean,
Turkey's got. Like, I
finally,
wish he was more
when
inquisitive.
he's on the hook, he's like, "Oh, I got questions." All right, hold on.
Zillow will tell you the land, like the.
I am looking at 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,064 square feet. 1,064.
This is the current Zillow listing.
No, it is off the market. This is
No. Go to the current. The question is Zillow. On the Zillow listing, what does it say the land is? And that's very important because land has a certain value. What is the parcel size?
Where do I see?
It'll be on Zillow.
I mean, you're the Zillow talk, dude. What am I supposed to do here?
This is the hottest Zillow talk we've had in ages.
I don't even know. It just says I don't know where the land cost is. Where do I look?
No, I don't. We don't have land cost.
Oh, lot.
Lot size.
1.125 acres.
Okay. 1 acre basically. Okay. In Lowell, in Howell.
In Howell. I love that finally you guys like, okay, I need to know exactly this. I mean, like, realty. It seems like you got property, huh? You guys turn out a little bit with that. You might become Minutemen after I bring up more property questions. White males with your properties. Let me know when
All
you
right.
got something written down.
I got one.
This is Price is Right. Price is Right. Ryan!
I said 220,000.
220,000. Clay Dog.
169K.
What's this, Nanka? What's this, Nanka?
I went conservative. We'll see if that works.
Gurky! Redeem yourself here. Redeem yourself.
Oh man, just right there. Just you went
169, 6.96.
So you did 160.
Wow. So like I have
That's
I have $698 to work with here.
Jeremy, what you got?
I also had 169,000.
Producer Rob, cleanse this crew.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say 69.
Oh, just straight up
69.
69.
I'm lowballing.
Straight 69.
Traditional 69.
Yeah, just like not an aerial 69. Anyway.
Doing it old school.
Dude, straight 69. Call me a 32nd
This
man.
sucks.
If you will.
This sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
Uh-oh. Why does it suck?
This sucks.
Does I win?
Because you'll see the person closest to the total went over. The person who went under total 218. Clay, you win by technicality. Ryan, you were $2,000 off.
Oh, it sucks for you, but it rocks for me.
Clay.
Price is Right rules.
No, it's Price is Right rules. I mean, the real shame is that
Real shame is that a piece
Ryan-
of shit property in shithole Utah is going for $200,000.
That's the market.
Well,
babe.
I was gonna say it's a shame because Bradford, even though Clayton gave him one of the answers with the Crocker Cocker bit, Bradford was winning by like an insurmountable margin, but then
I know.
Schlegel made this worth like 1,000 points or whatever.
Well,
so
it was Halloween. We're doing. By the way,
that's
Clayton
true.
will.
You gotta give out some candy to the kids.
And
Give
also,
'em-
Clayton will just be so angry if he never gets a chance. If he never gets a chance. I will say that we only have 2. I'm just going to play one quick song. Oh my God, this is really good. Ryan, just stick around. I'm just going to play one song. We come back real quick. We do use Shop Row. It's only 2 of us. Only 2 of us. And then we end the show. Ryan, is that okay?
And just real quick question.
All right,
Who
all right.
was it worth it or not worth it?
Mary, worth it?
Yeah.
Ryan deemed it worth it. It is worth it tonight. It is worth it.
Thank you.
But I will
the
say
majority vote
with
our master. He didn't even need to break the tie.
That's true.
That's how worth it.
Yeah, that's all I needed to know.
Real quick.
By the way, I was closest, just so you know.
Oh, you were, Gurky. God bless. Way to go. Everyone
We all
knows.
got gurkied.
We all got gurkied. And how many police reports say that? We will be right back after a 2-minute and 12-second song. One of my favorite Halloween songs. I always want to play it on this hallowed day. It is a song that has multiple of the Universal monsters. It is a song, I think by the Diamonds called. Well, I'm gonna skip the first one. It's Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula. The first one, Batman. The song is called Batman, Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula. Kind of the Universal monsters. 2-minute song, real quick. All of us reset. We'll be right back. Pauly Shore.
I love to take my baby to a movie show so I can try to smooch her while the lights are low. But she won't cuddle to a story of romance. There's only one way I've got a chance. It takes the Batman, Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula to put her in the mood for love. It takes the cat, girl, dog, boy, creature from the Black Lagoon to make her feel like making love. It takes a monster from outer space to make my baby want my embrace. And when I hold her, she's like a dream. If only she can hear somebody scream. She doesn't go for parking down in Lover's Lane, and lots of moonlight doesn't drive this girl insane. She thinks that dreamy music really is a bore, but I found out what she's looking for. It takes the Batman, Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula to make her tender as can be. It takes a cat, girl, dog, boy, creature from the Black Lagoon to get her making love with me. If there's a madman whose teeth are curled, who grows a bed bug that wrecks the world, she gets romantic. It's really quaint when all the other women start to faint.
Is it Batman, Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula? We don't know. The Diamonds tried figuring that out for us, but they couldn't. We must get to the last segment here of the night.
Pauly
You
Glenn.
shop, bro. We were trying to do. We were trying to come up with new ideas for new Utah monsters. And here tonight, we've come up with 2. There's only 2 people who entered here tonight. Cannot even remember who won last time. Does anyone remember? I think it might have been Ryan. Jeremy, do you remember it all?
Might have been Bradford. I'm trying.
I think it was Bradford. He left, I think. But by the way, don't forget, Jeremy, you do have use of the new illegal use of AI cards. So don't forget in the new world. Ryan, do you have Photoshop or do you have like, do you have Photoshop?
Yeah.
So
I use
have you
Photoshop.
messed around? We didn't talk about this last time. Did you mess around with the new? Okay, you haven't messed around with it. Okay,
No.
good to know. Good to know. Ryan, you were ahead. You were ahead of Utah City's quiz, and I think you won last week. Ryan, the challenge is new Utah monsters or horror characters. I want you to go first. You can ask me, or you could go first. You had the oh, that's what it was. You had the you had Husky Boy of the Week card last week. It was so good.
Oh.
That was a great one. But Ryan, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Oh yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. So what do you want to say about this?
Okay, so I believe there's probably been Bigfoot sightings in Utah, right? In the history of Bigfoot.
We've actually brought this up in the show. I don't know if you remember. I don't know why you would, but there's a video YouTube channel I've started to follow during the time I've done Utah City's quiz, because they do this thing where like they do a lot of fun travel, like they go to small towns, but then most of what they post, Ryan, is like another Bigfoot sighting, and I'm like, and they always show it, and it's like so fake, and like they're actually grabbing a video from someone else's channel trying to get views on theirs. It's all nefarious, but I am knee deep on Utah Bigfoot stuff. Nothing credible is what I would say, Ryan.
Well, I thought, what if there was an even bigger foot? So my monster is called Really Bigfoot.
Isn't that the monster truck, Ryan? Isn't that like the biggest foot is the monster truck? But sure. You're saying there's a land mammal.
It's a new monster.
Oh, it's a new monster.
But it's bigger. It's Really Bigfoot.
So like
it's totally not related to Bigfoot.
like instead of a really big shoe, from Ed Sullivan,
Really Bigfoot.
Really Bigfoot. Really Bigfoot. Do you
Really
need to,
Bigfoot.
So do you just want to show it, Ryan? Is really big?
Yeah. This is Really Bigfoot. He is stomping with his Really Bigfoot on Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
And the Hendersons getting murdered there.
Ryan, I'm
by Really Bigfoot.
John Lithgow is not pleased.
Ryan, Jeremy, as a judge, can I pull you aside real quick for mental health stuff, real quick?
Well,
I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry. I knew that would be
I don't want to see
damaging.
Harry from Harry and the Hendersons dying. It's just not something I ever signed up for, and I think it's cruel. I think it's cruel what he's doing right there. I never want to think of Harry from the Hendersons dying, and my friend has shown me that.
But he's still smiling. Look at him.
Your issue is the lack of a trigger warning.
Yes, I feel like Harry dying is so, chicken, my childhood dog, animals in my life. I'm going to say animals, but Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, seeing him die is top 3 worst things I've ever seen.
And John Lithgow's too.
Well,
look at him.
Yeah.
It's
He's terrifying.
It's
Well,
Ryan.
the really Bigfoot is so nonchalant about it.
Yeah, he's just chilling out. Like
he's asking for the remote for the TV.
he's like, hey guys, what's going on? You got a beer or something?
Yeah. Toss me one.
Hey, what's under my Really Big Foot? Oh,
really big foot.
Bigfoot.
Really
My
big foot.
really big foot.
Oh wow. Ryan, it seems like you tried getting me where it hurts in this battle between you and I. I can't believe it. You just went right for the gutty works, right for the heart. No one else has decided to.
He's trying to throw you off your game so like you can't even defend your own piece because you're so distraught.
Well, really quickly, I will just say that we did get some submissions from other people, which I'm blown away. The first one I would say is that this comes from Robert Gerke, and this is Robert Gerke's entry this week, which he said he didn't have one, but then he emailed this to me, so I can't believe it. It's just so childish, Gerke. It's just really, it's not even a monster.
Have you read it?
It's like iRobot. I farted. Like iRobot.
I mean, 4PAP is a pretty.
How dare you roll out some of my best contributions to this?
This is terrifying. And then
terrifying.
And this is weird. I also got an email. Well, this is from Clayton, and he's like, "No, this has never been on the show before." Again,
Oh,
we've
God,
seen this
dude,
before.
I hate this one, man.
We've seen this before. Clay.
Mostly around the knuckles in frame 1. Like, I don't even care about the weird body image
Clay,
stuff.
we know that you turn into a turd. I don't know why you asked us to show that again. Okay, anyway. So we cleared So we cleared that out of the way. Ryan, for me, I think the great horror movies are about the social issues of our time. True, there's an element of it's beyond just like, oh, that's scary in a movie to like, ooh, that is actually scary. And that's why I tried to think of something that could bridge the gap between the two, the supernatural and something in Utah that truly is scary. Something maybe the most scary in Utah. And that is why, Ryan, I thought of all those, sadly, a large population in Utah where they must worry about their next, where they're going to get money for the next rent check. Maybe if the money in their apartment goes up month to month, they're going to, in Utah, rent when we were in college, Ryan, was so little. Now it's so high and it could keep going higher. Ryan, my submission this week is the true new scariest monster in Utah. Ryan, that is why I submit the Utah Landlord as my new Utah.
Wow.
The new Utah monster. As you can see, it busts through the door and says, just got back from boat shopping at the boat store. Unfortunately, rent will be going up this next month. Ryan, I mean, that truly...
Was that something that our landlord said?
No, but I just like the idea of what modern Utah landlords would say is they went boat shopping.
Whenever they come to ask for rent, they start by saying what they were just...
But for a second, I thought our first landlord on 17th and 17th was like a boat guy, maybe.
He might.
I have vague notions that he might have been a boat guy.
Actually, that might, Ryan.
I would have been like, deep cut, dude. Deep cut.
You guys lived on 17th and 17th?
Yes, we did. You could afford that back in the day, dog.
I kind of like, are they watching the Utah Cities quiz? Is that what they're watching?
They're just watching
What's going on with the guy on the couch?
Disproportional, stretched out Utah.
Can we get a close up on the guy with the couch? Like, is he aspirating? What is going on with his face?
I have started using AI in my image searching, and I typed in "guy on couch scared." And
I feel like
there's some weird water.
Look at his hands.
The whole thing. I feel like
they never get the hands right. They never get the hands
just
right.
asking. He made that card. He wanted to give me a reason to use it. You know what?
Whatever. The main image
was pulling the card.
What?
Fuck? What is it?
That's bullshit.
You could have found a guy on a couch. You could have found some.
That's total
working
bullshit.
class looking people in a living room.
That's total bullshit, ref. You said when it was not necessary. The main image was
not necessary.
The main image is I found the main. By the way, Ryan, I will give you $25.
I love how AI has spun.
Ryan, I will give you $25 if you can guess what from my childhood is that monster.
Place.
Do you guys know what that monster is? That monster's real. Let me know what you guys think that real monster's from.
Dude, the guy on the couch, now that you zoom in, that's the real monster.
I know, but look at the monster from the door.
It's very scary.
It looks like he's Satan took.
Do you guys? This is an actual image.
R.L. Stein.
Nope. Actual image from our childhood. More Ryan and I's childhood. Ryan?
I don't know.
That's the depiction of the boogeyman from the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Mm.
Oh.
I watched the real Ghostbusters.
Now, this is very much a fan art interpretation.
That's weird.
It's a fan art interpretation, but it is what more or less the boogeyman from the real Ghostbusters looked like.
Why is AI never get the hands right?
I think it's great that the black dude with the fucked up hands has it. Like, looks like he's wearing a 4-pack.
Gurky.
If the boogeyman put the 4-pack on that guy's face, that would be great.
By the way,
I like how he's watching Utah City's quiz.
I stand by the card decision. I want to see that card up.
By the way, so I know that I have to deal with this. I got an illegal use of AI card. That's been determined.
That's for sure.
I will say, Ryan, I'm really proud of a couple things. One, I think the Utah landlord, that could be a bumper sticker, like a horror. We should make a movie about the Utah landlord. Look at that. I think that looks great. And then the next one is, I mean, I just got back from the boat shopping at the boat store. Unfortunately, Red will be going on this month. And also, like,
look at this font. That's a winning font.
And then, like, just bursting the energy from the hallway where it just bursts through. And then this lady, like,
Oh, well, if we're gonna go deep dive into illustrations, can you go back to the motion of the blood?
Oh wait, which bad one did you want me to
Bigfoot?
look at? Oh, you want me to look at yours? I'm sorry. Okay, let's look at.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What's going on with his heel? What's down there at the heel? Oh, wait. Never mind. That's the space between his feet. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and get rid of that white in between the legs of the. I would have done like a select and then like a smooth tool and then like 25 pixels, Ryan. I don't mean to tell you how to shop, bro, but sometimes
that is it's a very big glow. Because very Bigfoot is supernatural.
Look at
He's
this.
Also a ghost.
Just got back from boat shopping. And there's
You know
so
what
much.
Bradford did though. He did some actual shopping.
Like,
that's true. That's very true.
I fucking
Did the card ever come up?
I played it 4,000 times. You want me to AI that card at this point? Look how haunting this is. I also put a blue filter on the original image. It was much brighter, and so it's kind of darker, where it's like the energy and the light's coming from the door. The rest of the room is darker. I mean, Clayton, I know you love this image.
Do I?
Did you call it haunting?
It's very haunting. Jeremy, we must end the show. Jeremy, where are we at?
I mean, I'm just wondering, are you lobbying for your victory here?
The judge is the one who judges. So, judge, what do you judge?
You know, I'm seeing it as Schlegel received a card. I'm going to give it to Bradford.
This is so
There's
so
no
dumb.
traumatic childhood.
Look at this.
memory,
This is so dumb.
No trigger warning.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference. So much more going on. All right, that's fine. You know what? It is Halloween's night. It is.
Look, like you can actually tell that's Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, and not some weird some mutant face with like 20 fingers on one hand and 2 fingers on the other. And what's going on?
I will tell you right now, all of you. I will say 4/5 of you. The 1/5 will be Clayton, and he's just too busy mini-manning himself to go to bed. The rest of you will have nightmares from the image I made, and the rest of you will not even remember Ryan Bradford's. I'm just telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'll see you in the dreams. I'll see you there.
What was that? What's that paper we used to buy in elementary school that was scary?
4-Pep.
In the 4-Pep. That was it.
By the way, well, we'll talk about this in the afterwards. All right, gentlemen.
Yeah,
it's been a fun.
We gotta go after
Ryan,
as soon as
way
possible.
to go, my friend. Way to go. Way to go. You won this week's You Shop Bro. You almost won.
I won the quiz though. Let's make sure to put that down.
We'll be back next week, right, Ryan? We'll be back next week.
Oh, yeah.
I love how you just. Yeah, Ryan is the one you're worried about coming back next week.
Well,
Can I make a nomination? I think Jeremy's the husky boy of the show.
Yeah, buddy.
Because he factored prominently in both the shop and he was wearing a costume.
Well, thanks, Gurky.
So he gets my vote, and also Wolfman.
All right, good point. Good point. I'm gonna have to listen to Gurky here tonight, and I don't like listening to him that much.
I mean, you might get Gurkied if you.
got Gurkied.
By the way,
it's truly a scary proposition.
My nominee, David Alvarad, is Husky Boy of the show for sure. So I'm just gonna say.
Did you talk about Dave earlier on the show?
No, but I'm just gonna say.
You're just saying Dave.
Dave Alvarez.
He's pretty sour about the judgment, so he's not gonna give it to me.
I'm just gonna say, we all got Gurkied here tonight. We also got Jeremy. Ryan, you're my. Clayton will come and go as he pleases, but Ryan,
are you serious now? Come on, man.
Ryan, we'll be back next week. I'm excited. A couple things going on.
I'm pulling 16-hour days here. Have some.
We're gonna
on my soul. Here.
I was gonna say before the record is done, Clay, meaning the live stream will end. The date we all are talking about is the 20th or the 13th for you. Like you're ending what your focus
Tuesday,
is on.
the 21st.
21st. Okay, so the 21st. Ryan, you're gonna have to hold a lot of the weight here, and we're talking a lot of weight with these schlubby boys. You ready for the next couple weeks?
Man.
Okay.
I can hold some weight.
Also, I need. Oh, by the way, I just thought of this. By the way, the truth should be told. You guys, next week, what is the candy that left over? You got to do a tally tomorrow night.
I'll let you know all about
what candy was left over. Okay.
It's true as the North Star. You know what's always left over. Mounds.
Ryan, Gurky, Jeremy, Rob, everyone tally what was left over so we can get what the people said. Okay.
Mounds.
Ryan, I love you. Final thoughts on the show.
Love it. Good Halloween show.
Good Halloween show. We'll be back next week. Jeremy, final thoughts.
I thought it was really spooky, and I think we all learned some important lessons about the enforcement of the AI rules that hopefully we can take into the next You Shop, bro.
I love it. Producer Rob, final thoughts.
I think peanut M&Ms are good.
Final thoughts, Clayton.
Really appreciate you guys' patience with me. I know I've been AWOL. Okay. Oh, hey, wait. I'm being honest here. Love that it's carrying on, and we got like 3 weeks to go, and I'll be back full force.
What if you're quote unquote? What if the person that we're theoretically talking about wins something? Would they actually come back and be a part of it, or do we have to move on from?
No, absolutely, dude. I ain't leaving this shit. They're gonna have to tear me out of here.
Gurky, final thoughts after a long.
I ain't leaving.
God bless you. You know I love you, Clay. Gurky, after a long day, the Lions are ahead. I know you've got a lot going on.
Shit, we didn't even get a Monday night recap.
We'll talk live. We're going to talk afterwards.
Can we at least tell me what the score was?
No. Well, after hours, Gurky. Final thoughts after being a part of Polyester Blend. Whatever happened earlier. Whatever. Final thoughts.
Lions win. My furnace is running. Warren Zevon's an underappreciated genius.
Hell yeah.
Ilya and The Wind, great albums. Check them out. Give them a listen. Do me a favor. Don't get Gurky.
Don't get Gurky. Watch this episode again.
Excitable boy.
One of the most interesting formats of the show. Very loose tonight. That's kind of spooky. We'll be back next week. This was our 4th Halloween episode. You guys, 4th.
Holy hell.
4th. We'll be back next week with more fun, Polyester Blend style. No sing along. The only thing I want to say is, I love you.
Ready, set, go!